The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals that can save you thousands. Visit standardheating.com for all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93
Today is National Toilet Paper Day.
There'll be toilet paper everywhere.
The toilet paper feels like sandpaper.
I saw one guy buying cheap toilet paper. I said, what are you doing? That's 4 rolls for 89 cents. That can't be good. Don't you like yourself? I understand the need to find a bargain, but toilet paper, you buy good toilet paper. I've been really broke. I always got good toilet paper. It's a line you don't cross. It tells you everything will be all right. The bills are late, but I got good toilet paper. We have so many blessings we don't count. That's Charmin Ultra. Oh! You can make a suit out of that. Is that Versace? Charmin.
Hello, boys. Find everything you need?
Yep, all set.
Okay, let's see here. Toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. So what are you kids up to tonight?
We're just gonna watch some TV, maybe play a board game.
Nice, relaxing night at home, huh? Toilet paper, and toilet paper.
Before I got married to my wife, I lived with my best friend for like 2 years. We had a 2-bathroom apartment. In 2 years, we went through 2 rolls of toilet paper. My wife makes me buy 12 packs from Target weekly. Like, I have no idea what she's doing. I think she's just putting one end of the roll in the bowl and flushing to see how many sheets go down. 10 new records.
Let's just get it over with.
Showtime.
All right, fair enough. You know, Josh, today's one of those days where I wish we were broadcasting outdoors.
Oh, boy. Yeah, me too.
It's really nice outside. I mean, what more could you ask for? The dew point is in the 70s. Humidity at around 99%.
Heat index today, up to 107 degrees is what it'll feel like.
I'm not even going near a window.
I heard in our intro, all that toilet paper, I've been stuffing it in my taint. I have to soak things up. I was telling Nick, I was outside for an hour yesterday, and I felt a little bit like an archaeologist because I found a dead bunny that had obviously been there for a while. I took a picture of it. It looks like it looks like a fossil. Right? It's perfect. It couldn't look any better. My wife almost barfed. It was hilarious. It was kind of disgusting.
Just bones, just dust and bones.
Yeah, that's about it. So
that's all that was left of that bunny.
Yesterday was nothing compared to what they say today and maybe even tomorrow is going to be like. But I was drenched, absolutely drenched yesterday being outside for an hour.
Here's the dangerous part of today. It's senior day at the state fair.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
No,
someone's
that's not
going
gonna
down.
Go well.
Goodbye, Grandpa.
Probably a good idea to keep great grandma in the air conditioning today, or at least put her old carcass in front of a fan, because it's just going to be. We welcome you to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show, our Monday broadcast. Of course, whenever the state fair comes around, there's always got to be a couple of obscenely hot days. Today is going to be the all-timer for this year's version of the Minnesota State Fair. You ought to watch yourself, by God.
Thanks to everyone that came out and saw us on Friday. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a blast.
Wapple, my family.
I thought it was average for the moment.
My family.
It was a pretty average experience. Did I miss something, Josh?
I thought it was fun. My family, Wapple. I knew I'd be able to get there at some point.
Well, I was just wondering. One guy says it was fun. The other guy says it was a blast. I thought it was just kind of uneventful.
Well, Dana was nowhere to be seen, so maybe he went somewhere else to have a blast.
You went somewhere else and had a fun time.
He was missing for quite a bit of it. My family, Wapple, is responsible for 4 Wapple T-shirts.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep, we bought 4 of them.
Yeah, I think I got 5 of them, and then I also still need 25 more for my extended family.
That's a lot of T-shirts.
They gotta sell somehow, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, this is the same side of the family. When I did my first pitch, I had about 70 people there.
I don't know 70 people.
No.
Make a few more phone calls, Wapple, because we got to get rid of these friggin' things. I was the only one. Yeah, we had our cute little appearance at the state fair last Friday, and we'll do it again this Friday. We'll bother you about that later on in the week, but I'm the only one out of the 5 of us who went home immediately afterwards. Josh, you stuck around for a while.
Yeah, we stuck around for a couple
How
hours.
did it go?
Oh, it was fun. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Went to the haunted house. We always do Ye Old Mill.
Oh,
I missed that. I forgot.
That was fun. We can try it this. We're there again this Friday.
That's true.
Any smooching in the
any
old mill?
action?
No, nothing like that.
Oh, there's always action in Ye Old Mill. Don't be shy.
No, there was no action.
Oh.
There's a little bit of action.
There's
All right, there was a lot of action.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing but action.
They
No, we
threw
were
you
there
out.
with the kids. You weren't going to get any action with that. Although, there are some parts that are so dark, you easily could have. I mean, maybe somebody grabbed me that I didn't even know who it was.
Hello.
Yeah, we did
So
that.
you ran through the mill. You did what else?
We tried to get that deep fried ranch, but the lines, it went all the way to St. Louis Park.
Yeah, don't. I don't. Hasn't the word spread on that yet?
Well, it was packed, man. I mean, that was only day 2, right? People were getting out there to try it out. That was one of the biggest lines I've ever seen.
Man.
And people seem to be enjoying it, too. It's gotten good reviews.
Not the people I've talked to.
I've heard mixed reviews.
Wasn't it the pickle pizza last year that had the long-ass line?
They're
Everyone
still-
was waiting an hour and a half.
They're still gathering up for the pickle pizza whopple. Year 2 of pickle nipple pizza mania.
Ooh.
Oh, geez, Jesus said he went to the fair Friday and there was no 93X booth. Well, he wrote 98X booth, current events joke. But yeah, no, there was one. We were there, so I'm confident that there was a booth there.
Maybe it blew down to Byron after we left.
What, was it windy?
No.
Oh.
Just everything blows down to
You
Byron.
can't always use that joke.
Yeah,
Whopper.
it has
You
to
have
be, wind has to be
Right.
involved.
Right.
Yeah, if there's like a heavy wind, you can use that.
It doesn't work every time, Whopple. So there you go. What about the rest of yous? You wandered around a little bit. Talk to me.
Yeah, I had a blast. Me and
Everybody had a blast.
I hung out with Double D Sheezus and her husband, so that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I saw them running to go meet you.
Yeah, she said she felt bad because she didn't stop to talk to you, because she was weighing if talking to you or beer were more important. And at the time, she said the beer needed to be done.
Yeah, she chose beer easily. She basically ran by me, said hi, and she was gone.
Yeah, I think I was there way too late on Friday.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I got out at like 10 o'clock.
Jeez.
I put in a full shift.
I guess so.
That's a keeper.
That was, tough getting to her. That's one of the most difficult times we've ever had getting there. Certainly, we're a 5-minute drive, and it took us like 45 minutes to get
Would have been quicker just to walk.
Well, that's what I was wondering, if we should just scooter there.
That's what I was
Friday.
thinking too.
I want to ride scooters with you guys. That'd be fun.
Get some lime scooters, the 5 of us just going down the road.
Just
That'd
a
be awesome.
scooter
I mean,
Or Nick,
someone's going to get hurt.
You
but
could bring your fleet of e-bikes. I've got a scooter at home. I got my regular bike. I've got 2.3 miles on that thing.
Nice.
I could bring that.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. That might be kind of fun. I do have two vehicles we could use, scooters. One scooter, one bicycle, like Josh said. Why don't we just go ahead and do that? The weather's supposed to be greatly improved by Friday. I think we'd
get there way, way quicker.
just get a lock or whatever.
It
Well,
is
there
kind
you
of
go.
frustrating when you're sitting in the traffic and it's just standstill. And then people are just walking past you.
Some lady in a walker just going faster than you are.
Yeah, a couple times I almost just got out and started walking.
That can be a hell of a deal. Hell of a deal.
And, our driver, he's sometimes scary to drive with.
He's a terrible driver.
Very, very nice of him to take us there.
Terrible driver and a terrible person.
He's a great person. But, man, there was a
The
couple
guy who
times I
drove
thought we
us?
were dead.
The guy who drove us.
He's a very good
A
person.
good person?
I think so, yes. He
Can't
does a lot
stand-
for charity. He's a good guy.
Does a lot for. I didn't know that about him. Well, I don't like the guy, and he's not a very good driver. I'll give him a break because of what Josh says about charity. But so there you go. We'll be back this Friday over there at the Minnesota State Fair. It's toilet paper day. Where are we supposed to go with that?
I don't know.
Is it in someone's contract that we have to make mention of every single silly daily holiday? Where am I supposed to take, Josh, where would you take toilet paper day?
Well, I'm trying to. I tried to go with soaking up the sweat in my nether regions. I am a bidet user now. I'm a convert.
Oh, Christ.
Welcome to the club.
Never thought I'd get there. Never once I thought, well, my beehole doesn't deserve that. That's a little bougie. But we redid our bathroom, put on one of those little bidet seats. I'll tell you what, never going back. Never going back. I didn't think I could have anything sprayed back there.
Oh, I don't think I could.
Hemorrhoids, Nick, gone. They're gone.
I'm happy to hear that.
Because I've mentioned before,
You've been battling.
I am an aggressive wiper.
Yuck.
As am I. As am I. You've been battling hemorrhoids for years and years. Well, I'm happy to hear that.
And I want you to get one. It took me a long time. I had so many people say, you got to. I mean, we've been berated before for being not necessarily anti, but just
passive.
Not interested in a bidet.
I just, all it is a trend. That's all it is.
Sometimes I use it just for the heck of it. I'll just go, I got 5 minutes to spare. I'm just going to spray my beehole a little bit with this thing. I'll tell you, like I said, absolutely no hemorrhoids anymore.
To make sure you're clean in case of an emergency.
Yeah, so now I pretty much just use, you got to pat dry, but just for blowing my nose. That's what I use the toilet paper for nowadays.
Wait a minute. How did blowing your nose come into play?
That's what I use toilet paper for now.
Oh, that's all you use it for now. Because you've got that fountain going up your can. Fair enough. Fair if friggin' enough. What's going on this week? Oh, God, Randy Shaver. Well, at least for today, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder will jump on with us at 7:30. Oh, my. Dana.
Yes.
You didn't know it, but you were tested over the weekend and you failed.
What'd I do now?
At least in the eyes of your fellow bros, you failed. I saw you write something up here about Saturday morning. This past Saturday morning, you were tasked with going out to a Walgreens to buy last-minute silicone nipple guards for your girlfriend to wear under her dress for a special occasion.
I missed the for his girl. I assumed they were for him. So I didn't understand the embarrassment.
You were put to the test, and you failed.
Yeah, I did. Well, I succeeded in getting them, but yeah, I can see why people would look at that as a failure.
Have you never heard of these tests that women put us through to find out how easily they can control us? Have you never heard of that?
No, I guess I haven't.
Yeah, I fell for that one. The tampon one.
Yeah, Wapple, one of his ex-girlfriends did the tampon gimmick, and I forgot if you passed or failed.
Oh, I passed. Flying colors.
You passed.
Yeah.
You said, I will not go into the store and buy you tampons.
Oh, no. I passed her test.
You went and bought them.
Yes.
No. But you failed for your bros.
Yes.
Okay.
But passed her test.
I guess in her eyes. Well, whose side are you on here?
Well, you said they're testing him.
Yes.
He's saying he passed the test as far as she's concerned. The one that administered the test.
I understand that. Yeah, okay. I'm going to call it a fail. Yeah, I was given the tampon test decades ago. Women have been doing this to us for centuries. Ashley, I'm sure you've tested your boyfriends in the past to see how deep your claws were sunk into the poor bastard.
Oh, definitely. And every single one of them has gone and bought me tampons.
Really?
So,
I could picture your current boyfriend just every day going and buying tampons.
I tried
Do you need more?
Yeah.
I tried to get my wife to buy me tampons. She refused.
Oh, no.
No, she failed that test.
You have, are there any other tests you've put your boyfriends through, Ashley?
Not.
Are you
I can't think of any off
just
the
the
top of my
tampon
head.
test?
Yep.
And to be clear, usually the way it plays out, this is the way it played out for me, and I know other dudes who had their girlfriends put them through the exact same test. You pull into the gas station to get something to drink or eat, and your girlfriend says, while you're in there, would you grab me a box of tampons? And I'll never forget it. I said, what? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I forgot. I need to. Would you please go in? And I said, I can't do it. I said, no. I can't be seen at the friggin' counter buying a box. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
I'd much rather do that than, and now it's nothing embarrassing. I've been married for a long time. But I would much rather do that than my wife's, when she used to go to Starbucks, her order at Starbucks.
Oh.
That was way more embarrassing to me. It took far too long.
Yeah.
There's a lot of words I didn't understand.
You got to read an entire paragraph of an order.
Yeah, it was terrible. I absolutely hated, I was embarrassed because like usually if I order something, I just order whatever they said on the board, right?
A number 2.
Yeah, don't make any changes, nothing. I don't want to make any, I don't want to cause trouble. I don't want to start trouble. But yeah, her order, and I'm sure they're used to that, right, at a place like that. But it was very embarrassing to make that.
You
order.
walk in for yourself, coffee black.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
When the old lady wants one, it's this and this with a hint of that and a dab of this.
Yep. It was like I'm trying to remember. It was longer than this, like a half-calf latte with skim milk and a shot of this and one more shot of that, and it was very confusing.
And it's got to be grande. It's not large.
And they're looking at me, too, like, you ordered for a middle-aged woman. That's what you're drinking. So I'd almost sometimes, my wife asked me to get this. So actually, just out of curiosity, this test, what is the test? What are you really looking to find out about someone?
So for me, I guess it's not really like, oh, can I control them? It's like, are they
willing to do anything for you?
No, it's more like, are they too sensitive to not go and get them? Are they like too protective of their manhood? They can't just go buy tampons.
Well, let me.
Are they comfortable in their manhood that they're respect you enough to be able to do it?
No, the answer is no.
When I get it for my wife, though, I just write Lucky Strikes on the side of it. So no, I'm just buying a really big pack of Lucky
Fat
Strikes
cigarettes, man. Those are fat-ass cigarettes.
Yeah. And there's 4 different kinds of cigarettes in here, depending on what kind of flow day it is for my nicotine intake.
It is cute when the times my boyfriends have went and bought me tampons, how they're like, what is going on here? Why are there so many different options?
It does look intimidating.
Sizes, all that.
I had no idea either. I learned a lot about that.
Mm-hmm.
You ever done that thing where, you got to go buy tampons, so then you get some beef jerky and Mountain Dew to try to kind of cover it up a little bit,
No, Dana, because I've never gone to buy tampons.
I got 2 questions for you, Dana. Number 1, how do you know where to buy those nipple covers? And secondly, did you buy out the store to try and hide the nipple covers?
Yeah.
So she sent me a screenshot. She was like, hey, I need these, but the bra's not going to work under my dress. Can you run and get them quick? And I said, yeah, sure. So she sent me a screenshot of the Walgreens app that, showed them. And I had to go up to a woman and be like, hey, guys, I looked around everywhere. I didn't want to have to ask. I could not find them, but I knew they were there because she showed me on the app. So I had to go up and hold my phone up to this woman and be like, hey, do you know where these are? She goes, yeah, follow me.
I wouldn't know the first place to start looking for that.
No, but that's pretty cool.
Boy, she just made a fool out of you. and you had no idea. You had no idea it was a test. And don't get me wrong, silicone nipple guards, that's a fun topic. And we can continue on with that in a minute. But you just had no idea that she was putting you through the test. Here's special ed teacher she says, when she tests her men, she says it is to see if they would do anything for me. That's why she has put her boyfriends through that gimmick, is just to see, will he do anything for me? And we got the answer for Dana. Silicone nipple guards. You didn't question that at all? You didn't say, come on, I can't go to this. You didn't have any clap back on that?
No. Just a normal chore. Go get it done.
That's a normal chore.
Well, I guess not necessarily silicone nipple guards. That's not it's not a routine thing at our house, but
that's not get me a Mountain Dew. That's not unbelievable.
But you didn't answer the second part. Did you buy out the store?
No, I thought about that as I was ringing him up. I'm like, wow, I will bet this 19-year-old kid is wondering why a guy is here at 9 a.m. getting silicone nipple guards and just silicone nipple guards. I bet he was very weirded out. I'm sure he told his bros about it later on that day.
Definitely.
What does she have against nipping out?
Yeah, whatever happened to Band-Aids? She must have some impressive gear
tell us
underneath
about her
there.
Well, we were going to her grandma's funeral, and I don't think nipping out at grandma's funeral when you're giving a speech in front of everybody is all that appropriate.
Yeah, how well do you know grandma? Because honestly, my wife's grandma was a horn dog.
Was she?
Yeah, and she'd probably prefer it if folks were nipping
Your wife's
out.
grandma might have said, if she might have sat up in the casket and said, hey, nice party darts.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, whatever happened to Band-Aids? So
Those hurt.
I've been accused of having what kind of nipples again, Josh? I can't remember.
You've been accused of having aggressive. But they are stately. They are not aggressive.
Thank you. But I'll tell you what, Dana's girlfriends must be something.
Yeah.
If you got to get special double thick silicone Army quality guards.
Are there a variety?
Yeah, there were actually a few different types.
Military grade.
You can get different shapes, too. So you can get, like, heart ones, flower ones, things like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
They don't really work that well.
Anything fancy?
No, I just got the regular, just skin-colored, skin-toned nipple guards.
Have you guys ever seen, like, a significant other, a girl you were with, wearing those?
No, that's why I asked whatever happened to Band-Aids. I've seen special isn't the word. I've seen plenty of Band-Aids.
It looks...
It
looks
like chicken
hilarious.
cutlet. Yeah.
Hilarious
Yep.
looking.
Yep.
I dated a girl once, and it fell on the floor. You know, she was changing, and the nipple guard fell out, and the dog came and picked it up and started chewing on it. Like it was a chew toy.
Recently, I went out and bought a a tread gauge for my tires, and Wapple said, "Whatever happened to pennies?" You know, seems kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
well,
hey.
sorry, dude. The bros, we're going to have to ride you for a while, Dana, for that one.
Understandable.
You flunked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I had to, I'd much rather buy tampons than those nipple covers.
And then especially having to ask somebody where they are.
Yeah.
Well,
you are a sucker.
Yeah.
Tampons you can at least get at Target. I don't really think you can get too many nipple guards at Target and then go through the self-checkout.
I don't know, because they've got, like, vibrators there, don't they?
Yeah, they do now.
That's where I get. That's where I get them from. Is Target.
Vibrators?
No, no.
I'm not fat. I'm aerodynamic. Jesus says Dana's girlfriend needs the Kevlar mossy oak nipple guards. The military grade stuff.
Oh, hey there, Jesus said, I'm convinced my husband asked me to pick up oil for the car as payback for me asking him to pick up tampons for me. Middle school counselor lady Jesus said, why is it a big deal for a man to buy tampons? Everyone at the checkout knows the tampons aren't for him.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
That is true.
I was embarrassed at first, and then, like I said, I got over that pretty quick. I don't know why. I don't know why it's embarrassing. I don't know a guy that the first time they were ever asked was like, oh, hell yeah, no problem. Usually you're just a little embarrassed. No, you're not used to it. It's just
silly.
nothing you've ever bought before.
Hot Cocoa Jesus has texted in, and she wants to know, do we men put any women through any tests where we purposely want to find something out about them by asking them to do this or that? You know,
I'm not smart enough for that.
Mm-hmm. I can only think of one. I can only think of one that I've ever gone through. You know, we dudes, I don't think we operate. I don't think a lot of us operate like that. If we want to find something out about you, we'll just ask you. Where gals like to be a little more shady about it. But I can only think of one. I was young, and I was at a party. I was at a party up in Glenwood, Minnesota. I was still a really young man. Dude hosted a house party, and we were all sitting around the backyard, summer party, windmilling, hot dogs and beans and little barbecue. And dude cleaned his plate off pretty fast, and he hollers over to his wife. He goes, hey. And she comes over, and he hands her his empty plate, and he says, grab me another hot dog and some more beans, would you? And she said, sure. And I said to myself, wow, dude. She just went without argument and fetched him a fresh plate of food. I was impressed by that. Remember, I was a young guy.
Yeah.
And I thought, damn. I didn't think that was a thing anymore. I thought most women would say, get off your fat ass and get your own, second plate, second helping, right? But she did. Brought it back to him.
I would probably say something like, you can do it yourself, can't you, idiot? Like, what? But I would still do it. I'd end up doing it.
Right.
I'd fold.
Right. She didn't twitch. She just went and fetched him a fresh plate of food. So I thought, next time I had a little get-together, I was dating a girl at the time, and I wanted to see if she would do that for me. So that's the only thing I can think of where I consciously tested to see if she would comply. And she did. She did. You know, a few weeks later, I'm having a barbecue. I wiped out my plate, and I said, hey, would you refill this, sumbitch? She did, without question. But then later that night, after everyone had gone home, she said, don't make me fetch your friggin' food. I'm not your damn mother. You see where I'm going with that?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I guess one time I did. That answers your question, Hot Cocoa Sheeses. Oh, God. So what else is going on around here? We got your chance to get into the Weezer concert. I'll be damned.
Boy, they were big in high school.
You liked them?
Sure.
Were you part of the problem?
There's a few songs of theirs that I liked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy how popular they were my junior and senior year.
Oh, boy, I'm glad I got out of high school when I did.
I got a buddy who's in a very good friend of mine who's in a Weezer tribute band, and I've told him multiple times, I love you, dude. I would do anything for you, but I will never go see you guys play.
You wouldn't? You've seen some dumb stuff.
I know.
I mean, honestly, like you've spent a lot of money on some dumb stuff. And you really wouldn't go watch your friend play in a Weezer tribute act?
Absolutely not, no.
God, that's weird to me.
Yeah, especially since, he's a couple months removed from going to see Blink-182 in concert. This makes no sense to me. Hey, dude, would you run off? By the way, Dana, would you run off to Walgreens real quick and get me and Josh some hemorrhoid cream?
Yeah, you guys need some hemorrhoid cream?
And some penis extenders. And so what else do we need over there, Josh?
A couple of fleshlights. Maybe some... what do they call Benoit beads? Is that what they're called?
Here's a guy who will run off and buy his girlfriend Kevlar nipple covers, but he's not going anywhere near his best friend's Weezer tribute band. He's got a reputation to uphold.
A man has standards, okay?
Now, come on, to be honest. You went and saw him once, didn't you?
No, I've never seen him play.
How is it that you...
That's so weird to me.
Yeah, how that
You're such a nice friend.
I am.
And Weezer seems like your musical... what's the word I'm looking for? Wheelhouse. What's your problem with Weezer?
Oh, I just can't stand him. But I hope whoever wins these tickets has fun.
Yeah, you really made the ticket sound great. Yeah. I won't even see a tribute act from one of my best friends. Enjoy tickets to the show to see the real band.
Have fun.
And just as far as Weezer goes, I think that their sound is very similar to that Blink-182 outfit.
Yeah, I always thought they were the same person.
So I don't get it. That'd be like me saying, I love Motley Crue, but Rat? No way. That's garbage. I would never go see Rat.
A man's got to draw the line somewhere.
I think you drew it in a weird place.
You don't make any sense.
I know.
Go see your friend's tribute act.
Fine.
Is he still in the band?
Yes, he is. He's the drummer.
He's the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, wee, you, I look just like Buddy.
Some of their heavier songs I enjoy. And I'll tell you what, Dana, if you were ever in a tribute act of a band I didn't like, I'd go see it.
Well, because you're a good friend, unlike me.
You're a very good friend, except for that weird line you drew in the sand.
I don't get it. Later on this morning, we got your chance to go see Weezer. They're playing, what is it today? The end of August?
Yep, so was it next week?
A week from Wednesday. Mm-hmm. At the XL Energy Center. Be listening for that. You're a terrific crowd. It's just a miserable, miserable day. It is so humid and disgusting. I was saying I ran into a fellow worker on my way into the building. We were talking about how just dripping wet and disgusting it is this morning. But I did say, it would be wildly uncomfortable to walk around the state fair today, but you're likely to have a little bit of extra elbow room.
I would think so.
Oh,
you might be stepping over some dead bodies here and there, but not a lot of folks probably running around there. Today's the day to get that fried ranch.
Yep.
Exactly.
Lines aren't going to be crazy, I bet.
Everybody's falling for that stuff, I guess, so.
Oh, yeah. A few people text in, said it's the bomb.
What?
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Here's the deal.
Is that a phrase people still use, the bomb? I got to update that. It's
I
fire.
don't know. I think
It
you
slaps.
sounded, even if it didn't, even if it's a little outdated, Josh, I thought you made it sound good. Going to be a hell of a day. It's like a wet sock in our studio, too.
Oh,
yeah, that's gross in here.
All of my papers here are damp.
They're limp.
so wet.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Friggin' limp.
They are very limp.
We'll try to get through it together. We'll take a break and come right back on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Did you know that Standard Heating opened its doors over 90 years ago? That's right. Tony Ferreira opened the doors in 1930, now ran by his granddaughter Claire Ferreira. Call Standard Heating and Air Conditioning today and experience the customer service and care that holds true today.
It is savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals that can save you thousands. Visit standardheating.com for all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah. We're cruising headlong into today's Stupid News Report. Got a few text messages I wanted to run your way first, because we had an interesting conversation earlier. Dana failed a test over the weekend, at least in the eyes of his fellow bros. Dana failed the test he didn't even know he was taking.
Yeah, I'm a bitch.
We used to call you Bitch Pits.
You did.
Because you said you like to use women's deodorant.
That is true. Mm-hmm. It's much more gentle and not as harsh as men's deodorant.
I've never once thought, boy, this deodorant's really harsh. Ow-wee.
Most of us dudes know the tampon test. Our girlfriends test us by saying, oh, wow, I forgot. Would you run into the store and fetch me some tampons? And it's a test. It's a test to see if we'll do anything for them. It's a test to see how well they can control us. Dudes do the same thing to women once in a while, but it's more of a game that the ladies play, if you ask me. And Dana's girlfriend took it even a friggin' step further. She said, would you run into the store and get me some silicone nipple guards? I mean, she made it an even bigger jackass out of you than we thought possible.
It was a very specific task.
And you said yes.
I said, no problem, honey.
Running around the store, we're trying to find nipple guards. A lot of folks have been texting in on this test that a lot of us go through. Tony, a listener by the name of Tony, he said, women send us dudes into the store to get tampons. We send them into the auto parts store to get blinker fluid. He says that's the test that we do just to see if they'll go ahead and do that for us. A true test of love, according to one listener. Asking a woman to clip your toenails for you.
Oh, I wouldn't even be comfortable with someone doing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't like... my wife would in a heartbeat. She likes that kind of stuff, you know? She likes all that gross kind of stuff.
Shave a player's back, pop his zits for him.
Yeah. She loves that kind of thing. But
that's disturbing.
But I would never ask her to do any of that.
Right. Most guys wouldn't. But according to one of our listeners, that'd be the true test to put your significant other through. One lady listener by the name of Spooner does indeed blow sheezes. She said the tampon test is comparable to her boyfriend asking him to go get him Grizzly Long Cut at the gas station. You know, people will test their significant others to see what they will do for us. Can I put them in an awkward situation and they'll do it for me out of love? Here's a guy, a little bit different, but just as embarrassing. Young guy, when he was 17, his dad, this was no test, this was just dads being dads and not caring how us young kids feel about it. When he was 17, his dad sent him off to Walgreens to buy him some stool softener. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And he says a girl that I liked was the cashier.
Oh, no. Just turn around and walk out.
So those tests are out there. Don't be like Data and step right into it and walk right into it. You got to be aware of these things.
I do.
You got to save a little face. You got to have a little bit of pride, dignity.
Should have had my head on a swivel.
Now,
I did not.
Was she in a position where she could have gone with you, at least?
No, she was getting ready.
Yeah, she was ready to go. Dana, it was a test.
I admit it. I'm a bitch. I did.
And finally, we were commenting on the brutal, humid, awful weather that's going to be around for just one more day. I think tomorrow is going to be much, much better, but it's brutal out there. And even indoors. A lot of buildings just can't handle this kind of humidity. It's a wet diaper in here right now in our radio studios. A listener sent me a picture of the thermostat at his cabinet shop. Right now it is 80.6 degrees in the shop with 69% humidity.
Oh, yuck.
That's gross.
I mean, we mentioned before, like, it's weird. This building, the temperature, I'm half cold and half disgusting right now. I'd rather just be hot. It's weird in here. And I'm not trying to make it sound like, oh, we've got so rough, because I know there's people out there that got some severe stuff going on. It's just odd in this studio.
Everybody's got their own, what not to cut through. So, yes, it's very, very humid in this building. And it immediately makes you damp all over, and then you get cold. It just is what it is in this joint. Oh, man. All right. Now, the damn Kentucky State Fair is or was recently happening down that way. The Kentucky State Fair. We probably forget because, we're here and our state fair is kind of widely known as one of the best in the business. We forget about the others because the others suck in comparison.
Yeah, I have a bit of a superiority complex when it comes to that.
Well, you should.
Yeah, 100%.
And people will talk about the Texas one or whatever, and even though I've never been there and I know nothing about it, I will happily say garbage.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got the state fair.
You should, Josh. The Kentucky State Fair.
I don't know one thing about it other than people say it's bigger, and I think ours is better.
I bet you can get into a shirtless, meth-fueled karate fight at the Kentucky State Fair pretty easily.
They probably have a booth for that, I think.
Now, does everyone remember what a diorama is?
Yes. We used to make those in school and whatnot.
I had to look it up. I mean, I've hosted a diorama or two at my house, where all we do for hours is drink beer and listen to the powerful vocals of the immortal Ronnie James Dio, Rainbow, Sabbath, solo stuff, whatever. Maybe some Elf, but only maybe. What I'm talking about here is a diorama. It says here, they're those things that you might have made in middle school. They are mini versions of landscapes or rooms, often built into a shoebox. Does that describe it perfectly for you folks?
Yep.
I don't ever remember making a diorama, but when I looked it up and I saw a picture of one, I'm sure I've seen one or two in my lifetime.
I loved building those. Those were so much fun. I'm sure my parents didn't like it, though, because I would always wait or forget about it until the very end. So they would have to go and run out to Walmart at like 8 o'clock at night.
Get you some nipple guards and whatever you needed for the diorama. Okay. By God, the Kentucky State Fair has a diorama contest where artists put together intricate models of whatever they want. The third place winner this year at the Kentucky State Fair, the third place ribbon went to a miniature version of a porn movie casting couch.
We used to have one of those here. Oh, man, that was gross.
That thing got humped on.
Oh, it definitely got humped on.
We had a casting couch here in the building back in our wilder days. Now, if you're naive to the gimmick of a porn movie casting couch, it says here, the casting couch type of a thing. like, say, if you're watching a porno movie where a casting couch is involved, usually there's a young lady sitting on the couch. Sometimes she pretends she's there for a legitimate audition or job interview, but then the interviewer needs a few favors first. And then from there, she does what she has to do to land the gig. It usually starts with some noggin or a masturbation show. Sometimes, when you're watching a porno movie and a casting couch is involved, it goes that way. Sometimes they just straight up tell you, okay, we are casting for a porno movie. You see what I'm saying? You guys have seen these shows. Well, Josh hasn't, but the rest of us have.
The rest of us have.
I have not.
So the man...
So, and the girl, when she's like, yeah, I'm here for the accounting position, and they say, no, it's actually, this is a porno, and she's like, oh, cool. That's pretty much how it goes?
She says, that was my second choice for a career at. Isn't that a coincidence? So, the dude behind the casting couch diorama is a feller named Preston Poling. Apparently, he's won blue ribbons for past diorama work.
Oh, it's great.
At one point or another.
The detail is awesome on this thing.
At one point or another, he put together a mini version of a set from the television show Frasier. So he's good, huh, Cubby?
I think so. I mean, he even has like millwork. You know what I mean? He goes all out. He puts in mini blinds on the windows. And it's a lot better than the ones we made in third grade. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So this time around, he's a decorated dioramer. This time around, he wanted to make some people laugh. So he did an exact replica of a porno movie casting couch set without the actors on it or in it, or however I should say it. There's a black couch, a cheap gray rug, a simple office desk, all looking very realistic. There's even a tiny camera that he carved out of wood. So it was good enough for third place.
I mean, I would never in a million years know that was what it was.
Well, it's because you'd never seen a casting couch porno movie.
But
Yeah,
I mean, so
I
if
knew right away.
Yeah, I did too.
Really? So
Yeah, I
what
did
makes
too.
it looks just kind of like a crappy office.
That is pretty much
That's
how
it.
they're all. That's how they're all set up.
So you look at that and go, oh, that's a casting.
I would have known without them saying anything.
Really?
If I hadn't even had read the headline, I'm like, oh, wow, somebody made a diorama of the casting couch.
That's impressive.
Immediately, Josh. Immediately. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, like, what are the clues? Like, what I want to know, what if I go for a job interview when they fire us, and all of a sudden I'm on a casting couch?
Well, the couch is usually a love seat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, 99 times out of 100, it's not a full couch. It's a love seat.
Well, I think this one's a full couch.
Oh, well, then this guy has gone the extra mile, I guess. I don't know. I can't explain it, but I agree with Dana and Ashley. As soon as I saw it, I knew that's a porno casting couch scene.
I'd be the person awarding, oh, look at this wonderful representation of just your standard office. I can't believe you guys can look at that and know what it is. That's impressive.
I've watched a lot of porno movies.
I guess so.
So it was good enough for third place. It was on display for almost a week. And then pictures of the porn casting couch diorama made it to that godless social media, and enough people were chiming in with, filthy comments that then the Kentucky State Fair pulled it off the display shelf for being inappropriate. So they were in the dark as well, Josh. They were like you. They just thought, well, this is a diorama of a couch, a desk, and a friggin' rug.
I mean, so
and a camera. The camera should have been the dead giveaway, but
to me, the camera looked like. I mean, now I can tell it's the couch because the screen was the couch, right? The computer screen and there's a little red light like it's recording. I thought that was a tape player on the table there. But even so, I don't think I'd ever go, oh yeah, casting couch.
The judges for the Kentucky State Fair diorama contest, they were thinking of stripping this Preston guy who built it. They were thinking of stripping him of his ribbon. But I think from what I understand, they backed off on that. I don't think his heart would have been broken one way or the other. He was just looking to have some friggin' laughs. What else did they say about this Preston guy? Oh, he had other diorama models on display there at the fair. He had one that was based on a scene from the television show The Walking Dead, and that won Best in Show. So he's a highly skilled individual, this Preston.
Oh, yeah, he's very good.
He's got a lot of stuff that you can buy online. Like, he's got little tiny chairs, desks, a Ouija board.
Oh, that's adorable.
A miniature Chinese checkerboard. You can even buy this casting couch thing for $65.
Yeah, that's it, huh?
To fully understand, Josh, maybe this afternoon you ought to watch yourself one or two casting couch porno movies.
What, you just type in casting couch
Oh,
porn?
Christ, you'll be buried in them. All you have to, oh, God, you'll be buried in them.
What if there's a series and it's like Casting Couch 6? Can I start there, or do I have to go back to the first one to understand it?
Got to go back to the OG, Josh.
Yeah, you might get lost in the plot.
Tell you what, I'll come over. We'll watch them together, Josh.
That's what I've always dreamed of. Watching porn with a friend.
Your wife comes
A male
home.
friend.
Yeah, Danel.
All right, how about the Tennessee State Fair? Some of you might be asking, what's going on with those jag-offs? Well, I'll go ahead and tell you. One of the highlights of that gangbang, the Tennessee State Fair, one of the highlights is the husband calling contest.
Oh, I've watched that.
They say it's one of the newer competitions.
Wake up! I hear something outside. Can you get up and find out what it is?
I think I'd go running the other way.
Just like a hog calling competition, or what else did they do? That's the one I think most of us.
Those are fun. I like those when they're calling the swine over to you.
Yeah, most of us have heard of the hog calling competitions. This is the husband calling contest there at the Tennessee. As you might imagine, and as you heard, it's not a complex competition. You get your ass up on stage and you call your husband like you're shouting out for a damn lost dog. Call him in for dinner, whatever you want to do. The people love it. I couldn't really make out what those ladies were saying. One of them hollered, "Henry, get in from the field." That's very Tennessee.
Yep.
A lady by the name of Shannon was the winner of the husband calling contest. She said she had a sore throat afterwards. Good thing your husband has just a thing for that. What do you think? Pretty impressive, huh, Josh?
I don't know how long I could watch that, to be honest with you. It's a funny idea.
I don't know. It reminds me of when we were kids and, right when it would start to get dark out, there was always one of our moms who would scream her ass off for her kids to come indoors. My parents didn't have the lung power for that. Too many cigarettes.
Yeah, I don't remember my parents yelling for us either.
You were
or if they did, we tuned it out.
Yeah.
My grandparents at our family cabin, they had this bell that they would ring, and you could hear it all the way across the lake. So, like, when dinner was done, my grandma would ring the bell.
Yeah, she was always coming off cute with that friggin' bell. You ever threaten her with it?
No.
You ring that bell?
Stuff it down her throat.
Grandma, you ring that bell one more time, I'm going to plant it upside your damn head. You never said that to Grandma?
No. So was it like...
Making me look like a jackass in front of my friends, Grandma.
Was it Pavlovian? Now, if you hear a bell, do you just start drooling?
Yeah.
You're starving?
Yeah, I think macaroni and cheese.
Here we go. Hopefully there's cut-up hot dogs in there.
All right, let's see if you can follow this sumbitch here. This is some more good old-fashioned fun for you. They're calling it the Great Sign War of Morehead City, North Carolina. The Great Sign War, and it will not die. Local businesses there have been engaged in a tongue-in-cheek sign war recently. And according to the story, in the neighborhood of Morehead City, North Carolina, it's been a lot of laughs. It all started when a place called Loani's Grill? Loani's? Ioni's? What did you take away from that?
Looks like Ioni's.
Yeah, I thought it was
Ioni's.
Ioni's as well.
A place called Ioni's Grill and Bar put a message out front. You know how they got the little setups out front where you can put up a sign to burgers, $4. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh. Yep.
All right. They put a message up saying, "Happy birthday, Jeff." And they left it there for nearly a month. So a neighboring business called Dank Burrito.
I wonder if any stone people ever go there.
A neighboring business called Dank Burrito, they took a shot at Ioni's Grill and Bar by putting up their own sign that said, quote, "Ioni's, quit being lazy, change your sign." Ioni's responded, and they said, "Dank, we are not lazy, just busier than you."
Oh, burn.
Ooh. And here we go. Back and forth they go with smart-ass comments. What did Dank say? Dank said, "Y'all just look busy because it takes 2 hours for a $1 taco." I don't know what that means. Because it takes 2 hours for a $1 taco?
Slow service.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why their lines are.
So after a stretch of time, other businesses in town got involved by tossing up smart-ass things. And right now, more than 70 establishments are involved.
That's awesome.
All chiming in on their little outdoor signs that advertise their this and that. Clothing stores are throwing their comments in. A doctor's office. Even the church. And wow, this must be a slow part of America, Morehead City, North Carolina, because locals and tourists are stopping to take pictures of the signs as they make their way through town.
That's hilarious.
The original business owners, Ioni's Grill and Bar and stupid Dank Burrito, they say they're not done yet. Not by a long shot. The owner of Stupid Dank Burrito says the whole gimmick is still gaining traction, and the owner of Ioni's says he's going to keep it going as long as he can.
They're having fun.
Yeah, that's cool that everybody's getting involved.
By God, they are having a fun time.
Think about what it's an election year. Think about what it could be.
Oh,
right?
man.
And they're just having fun.
Didn't even consider that,
That's
Josh.
great.
That's a great point. Great friggin' point. Maybe we should, I don't know, do something with a billboard. Let's go after that Lindahl guy. Go after that friggin' Lindahl guy.
He's talked about giving us he'd give us a billboard, I think.
Yeah, he says he would.
Yeah, I bet he would.
Talks a lot of trash.
Should we call it another radio station with our billboard?
No.
I hate that. No.
Yeah.
I want to go. The radio wars are the lamest thing that's ever happened to anybody.
I've never understood that whole thing.
Yeah, me neither.
Never got into it. There's no way. If anything, I'd like to compliment the other radio stations that have good stuff going.
There is.
Why did I say stuff?
You are morphing into your Johnny Carson character.
Yeah, I guess
think.
so. Oh, wow.
There are no other radio stations who have anything worth listening to.
I disagree.
Garbage. I'll tell you what, I think this is a first. I don't believe that our legendary Stupid News reports have ever featured a burglar who got distracted by a book. But here's the deal. A burglar in Rome. Oh, God, Rome. Gorgeous.
Yeah, looks cool on TV.
A burglar in Rome broke into someone's apartment a couple nights ago. And he might have gotten away with his crime, but he stopped in the middle of the robbery to read a book about Greek mythology.
In Rome.
38-year-old Italian, this effing guy. He is. So, yeah, he breaks into an apartment. He's stealing this. He's stealing that. The 71-year-old feller who lived in the apartment, he woke up, and there he finds the burglar sitting on a bed reading a book. Dude calls the cops. The burglar, it seems to me from reading the story, it took him a while to even come to after the guy called the police. He's still paging through this stupid book. But the cops were called. The burglar eventually comes to, tries to escape, but was arrested by police. Man, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Put the stupid book down.
Or just
Steal
it
the book.
like you're stealing everything else.
Yeah, put it in your thief bag and get out of there.
Right. I get it's a page turner, but you're right. It can wait.
And he's Italian, so he likely could have stuffed that book down his very tight and fashionable pants and read it when he got out of there. Stupido idiota. Idiota.
You imagine your goal is to steal a big screen TV, but you just put the game on instead?
I'll just watch it here.
I'll be damned. Like I said, I think that's a first. Oh, God. All right. The Ham Bone Award. Anyone recognize that when I said it aloud?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. The Ham Bone Award is an award given out to recognize the strangest pet insurance claim of the year. I've never even... does anyone here have pet insurance?
No.
I wish I did, but now I don't think my dogs will qualify at all.
Now that one of them is down a paw?
Yeah, I don't think they like that. Yeah.
Have any of you ever considered pet insurance?
Oh, yeah.
I have thought about it.
Is it expensive? Tell me, what did you learn about it,
I
Josh?
don't think it's even that bad, really.
No, it's not. It really helps with medical bills, especially if they have like surgeries and stuff like that.
Isn't that all insurance? Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Yeah,
right.
Medication and stuff too. You get that.
It'll give you a deal on medication. Mm-hmm. Never looked into it. So, but that's what we're talking about here. The Ham Bone Award, the strangest pet insurance claim of the year. This is the 16th year that this contest has been held, hosted by Nationwide Insurance, I think is what it says here. They named it the Ham Bone Award. They named it after a dog named Hambone. Or maybe the dog wasn't named Hambone.
It wasn't named.
It wasn't.
No. They gave him the nickname, though.
Okay. They named it after a dog that got itself locked in a fridge for several hours, and it ate a full-on holiday ham. Did you follow the words that just came out of my mouth?
Yeah.
I did.
The dog was locked in a fridge for several hours. It ate a full holiday ham, and in the end, it was treated for mild hypothermia.
If it's such a small dog that it can fit into a fridge, I'm surprised it was able to eat a whole ham.
Well, you know, small dogs are capable of some pretty incredible thing. Last year's winner was a cat named Giles, or maybe Gillies if it's a French-Canadian. A cat named Giles who needed stitches, after being folded into a sofa bed.
Oh, no.
Just smash that sofa bed right down on your kitty.
I've always wanted one of those. They seem pretty cool. Anybody here ever have a sofa bed?
Yeah, we used to.
Did you ever use it?
All the time.
You did?
Is that the same thing as a hide-a-bed?
Never heard of a hide-a-bed.
A hide-a-bed, doesn't that like come down like a closet?
Well, that'd be
No.
no. There's another name for
No.
that.
Oh.
I forgot the name of that one, but
We always called it a hide-a-bed. It's a couch, and you take the cushions off the couch, and you unfold a stinking bed.
That was a great hiding spot back in the day.
Oh, I bet.
Not for Giles, it wasn't. You got all cut up into something. Oh, yeah, we used to do that. So what's the difference between it? Does it matter? What's the
I
difference?
think we're talking about the same
thing.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. So here are your finalists for this year's Hambone Award. Again, the strangest pet insurance claim. So basically, we get a list of how different pets have mangled themselves. And that's fun. These are the 8 nominees for this year's award. What do I have here? A dog named Archie. He lives in New Jersey, so he's likely miserable. He got excited, real excited to see the mailman, and he broke through a plate glass door.
Oh, no.
He needed stitches.
I watched videos like that before. They're fun.
I had a lab who he jumped out of the second story. He went right through a screen. He just got so excited. He was totally fine.
Oh, my gosh.
I thought, oh, no, my dog just died. And he was fine. Nothing wrong with him at all. Brought him in x-rays, nothing.
Super dog.
Dude, I got to tell my mailman story again. And don't call Pet Protective Services on me or anything. This was a long time ago. The dog was fine. This is when I had my little dachshund, Ozzy. pimp that he was. He lived 19 years. I had a really, really bad day one day. I forget what pissed me off so bad, but I went home pissed. And I used to cage Ozzy when he was young. Little dachshund in a little cage. Put him by the door. And it was normal for when I walked in the door, he would give out just a couple of little pop-pops, just a little bark, couple little barks, just out of excitement to see me or anyone. But this day, I opened up the front door, and he is out of control, viciously barking. And he had a high-pitched little voice when he was young, and it's one of those deals where I'm like, yeah, Ozzy, I hear you, I got you. And my key's kind of stuck in the door, and he's just going, yipe, 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 yipe. And I'm like, okay, for Christ's sake, I'll be there in a minute. And I'm trying to get my shoes off, and he's still just viciously, yipe, yipe. And I said, son of a bitch, and I kicked the cage. Shut up! I look behind me, the mailman's at the door.
Oh, no. Was he on your side? There's the rivalry.
He gets a kick in.
Right? Was he like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he wants his ups.
Yeah.
The dog was not barking at me. I had no idea that the mailman was right behind me the entire time. And when I turned around, that mailman looked at me as if I was a friggin' maniac. And he had good reason to. He just watched me come completely uncorked at the dog.
All right, the all-knowing brother and sisterhood has checked in on a couple of topics. Murphy bed is the one that comes down from the wall.
There it is.
It was right there. And then people are saying pet insurance is very, very, very worth it. And they've spanned from $5 a month to $35 a month from what people are saying. And one person said, I think I got the numbers right, there was a surgery their pet was going to have. If they didn't have the insurance, it was like $20,000. They paid $3,000.
Wow.
Oh, well, maybe we can ask. If we're lucky, maybe we'll get a visit at the end of the week by our new friend, Dr. Andrea Johnston from Gurman Animal Hospital. She's been coming in on Fridays, every couple of Fridays, and fielding questions about your pets. Maybe she has something or another to say, but that's a valuable information right there, Cubby.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to look into it.
Okay, back to the Hambone Awards. The strangest pet insurance claims of the year 20 plus 24. Corgi in Pennsylvania chewed on a bottle of nail adhesive.
Oh, heck no. That is so strong.
So this Corgi pretty much super glued her mouth closed. Luckily, it wasn't toxic. She's fine. A parrot in New Jersey got her claws tangled up, like tying someone's shoelaces together, and a vet had to untangle them.
Weird.
Yeah, so the parrot just, clanking her feet together somehow, whatever. Stepping one foot over the other somehow got her claws tangled. This is a dog that had to go on a high-fiber diet after eating tiny pieces of short metal. Oh, the dog ate the bristles off a barbecue brush.
I ate one of those.
Woo-wee.
That hurt.
Yeah, I bet it did.
You mean in your mouth? You felt it in your teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you swallowed it?
Yeah.
Ouch.
How did you...
It must have come out, unless it's still in there somewhere. I don't know. Do you have a magnet?
Oh. A dog in Virginia won't stop eating rocks. Had to have a few removed from her stomach.
I've met a rock eater before. As a dog, to be clear.
A lab in North Carolina ate 250 pieces of a jigsaw puzzle.
Oh. How frustrating would that be for the person that was putting that together?
Yeah.
When you're missing a piece, much less 250. What if it pooped out perfectly completed?
Impressive.
That would make it to the internet. A dog in Massachusetts ripped into the trash and ate a corn cob.
Oh, those are really bad. Yeah, really bad for dogs.
We always, for wings, we always throw the bones of the wingies out in the main garbage. Just afraid the dogs are going to go for that.
My dog got a hold of a wing once, and she knew she couldn't have it, so she ate it whole. Just tried to swallow it as fast as possible, but...
Any damage?
Grabbed the peroxide right away and put that in her mouth, and then she threw up.
Yeah, we were always told to keep chicken bones away from the dogs because they can splinter and kill a dog.
Yeah.
What is this? A Great Dane dog in Oregon fought a weasel, and the weasel bit him on the eyelid.
Oh, no.
You can vote for these if you want. Petinsurance.com/Ham Bone Award.
Well, they just wrapped up.
Oh, well then, don't vote.
But they're going to announce the winners, what's today, the 26th?
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Oh, it's very exciting.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Right center field. Series going back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. 40-40. Walk-off grand slam. No way. What a moment. History.
Yes way, bruh. Was that Ohtani?
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani got himself into the 40-40 club on Friday night, and it was pretty dramatic, too. 40-40 club, that's 40 home runs and 40 steals in a season. And now only 6 guys have done it in league history. And friggin' Ohtani, he's got to do it like this. He hits a friggin' walk-off grand slam. What a douche.
Seems like he's pretty good at baseball.
Yeah, he's got that thing figured out, doesn't he?
What a douche move. And there's a lot of drama going on right now. Where'd the baseball go? The center fielder from the friggin' Tampa Bay Rays, the ball went into the crowd, then went back onto the field, and the guy from the Rays just chucked it back into the bleachers. He had no idea it was a historic home run. Chucks it back into the bleachers. Everyone wants to know where the hell the baseball is. I haven't heard anyone say word one about the baseball yet. Have you?
No.
So some dude
I'll bet
sitting
that guy gets a couple of texts from friends.
He's talking to a lawyer right now, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, way to go tossing your retirement away there, bro.
Mm-hmm. All right, there you go. The Twins. Wasn't the results we were hoping for over the weekend. They lost 2 or 3 at home to the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll talk to Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder about that and every damn other thing else when they swing by in about a half hour. We got to get moving, but I just had this for you. We were talking about pet insurance. Some are texting in saying pet insurance is so valuable, you got to get pet. Others are texting in, of course, any topic like this, you get a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Others are texting in saying, what a ripoff, pet insurance. You don't need it. I don't know. I've never looked into it once in my life. But we'll maybe ask Dr. Andrea on Friday if she can come in. But we were talking about pets mangling themselves. Here's a listener who says his dog used to like to eat monies.
No.
And one day he got a hold of $400 in Girl Scout cookie money.
Oh, no.
Your daughter just got done busting her ass. She's going to turn that money in on Monday. Yay, I'm the best Girl Scout. What do you mean the dog ate the money?
I'd rather owe money to the cartel than the Girl Scouts. They're scary.
There's just a gang of Girl Scouts out there.
Just kicking your ass. Where's my money?
Throwing frozen Thin Mints at you.
Now,
our dog ate 200 for our wedding. My mother-in-law got my wife and I $250 in traveler's checks, and our dog ate that pretty quick.
Oh, that stinks.
Christ, that's garbage in your hands anyway, right?
Oh, yeah, right. You got to travel.
Yeah, you never would have used that money anyway.
No.
But I'll tell you what, this listener says that his ex-wife did follow the dog around the yard after the dog ate $400 friggin'. His ex-wife followed the dog around the yard and was able to collect, as he put it here, mostly whole bills.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, you're sifting through liquefied dog feces, but that's a lot of money. And I guess it was mostly whole. I would probably be in the sink washing it off.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of money, definitely.
I remember for me personally, I know I was just talking a few minutes ago about my long now dead dachshund, Ozzy. I remember he was a very good dog. Aside, he wanted to brutally kill children, and he tried to kill Josh's stepdaughter. That's all true. He hated children, wanted to kill them. But he was a very good dog otherwise, and never destroyed anything in the friggin' house. He never chewed anything up. Except one day, I don't know what the hell got into him, but I took a nap one day, and he turned 8 tickets to a WWF house show into 6 tickets to a WWF. I don't know if I had barbecue sauce. I mean, it really was weird. Why did he? That was the only thing in the house he ever ate or destroyed was one pair of tickets to a. I don't get it.
We've only had one dog that she destroyed pretty much everything we owned when she was a puppy. She ate half a couch. She ate a railing. She ate drywall. She ate a bag of water softener salt. That didn't go over too well.
That's bad.
Every time you turned on the radio, she wanted to listen to Eat It by Weird Al Yankovic.
Pretty much.
Her favorite song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of them go that route, some don't. Oh, wait. Nope. Okay, thank you for busting me. You picked him up. You dropped him, Jesus. Yes, Ozzy would eat the crotch out of ladies' panties. He would.
Classic Ozzy.
Oh, yeah, I had a different dog that was a bra eater. Never panties, but bras.
He did eat panties. Other than that, he was a pretty good little... We got to take a break. Josh's News is coming up next.
Did you know that Standard Heating opened its doors over 90 years ago? That's right. Tony Ferreira opened the doors in 1930, now ran by his granddaughter Claire Ferreira. Call Standard Heating and Air Conditioning today and experience the customer service and care that holds true today.
It is savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals that can save you thousands. Visit standardheating.com for all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Named one of the best personal finance podcasts, The Stacking Benjamin Show with Joe and his friends makes financial literacy fun.
We see money inefficiency, OG, around us all the time. We've got a few skeletons sitting out in the open, and maybe we need to broom them into the closet, if you know what I mean.
Nope, take that out.
What is...
Whatever you were going for didn't land right. Who's got a shovel and some lime?
Maybe you need to do that with your financial picture. I don't know.
Find out more by searching the Stacking Benjamins podcast, wherever you listen.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
The kid was sitting on the bench, playing on his iPad. I thought his parents gave him permission to go up there. I didn't even think, why would the kid be up there?
A 9-year-old boy who went missing in Brooklyn Thursday was finally found thanks to CBS News New York's Chopper 2. NYPD says the boy disappeared about 7 a.m. after leaving his apartment for school, but his parents called police when he didn't show up. Wearing a distinctive orange tie that's part of his school uniform, the boy was spotted by reporter Dan Rice on the rooftop of his family's building playing hooky. The CBS team hovered overhead until officers arrived.
I looked down at my notes. I see what the assignment desk had sent me, and I see what the child was wearing. I look back at the child, and that child was wearing everything that's in the description. He looked to be about 9 years old. He just packs up his computer and his book bag and goes off with the police officers.
Rice said the officers gave the helicopter a big thumbs up before taking the boy to his parents.
Skipping school is a lot more dramatic than it used to be.
Yeah, he's in some trouble.
No helicopters ever came looking for you, Nick?
No.
Did anybody ever come?
No, they did not.
That's crazy. That couldn't have been cheap, right?
No.
I mean, I'm glad they're looking out for the kid, but he was just up there watching his iPad or playing games or whatever he was doing. He couldn't do it that day, I guess. 4 jail security contractors in Atlanta are facing charges for smuggling contraband, including cell phones and a chicken pot pie, and even engaging in sex with an inmate at Fulton County Jail. Sheriff Pat Labatt said the 4 women involved, 34-year-old Laquana Ballard, 26-year-olds Regina Harris and Breisha Tate, and 24-year-old Anzina Silas, chose the wrong side of the law. And now they'll have to face consequences for their actions, he said.
They smuggled in what now?
Cell phones, a chicken pot pie,
and then
some sex.
They banged a few of the fellas?
One of them did.
Wow.
We hold our employees and contractors to high standards, Sheriff Pat LaBlatt spat with the chat with reporters, supporters, and detectives about his objectives. Ballard is accused of sending explicit photos to an inmate and accepting payments for smuggling cell phones and cigarettes. Tate, on the other hand, is facing charges for having sex with an inmate at least 3 times and bringing in multiple cell phones and other contraband in exchange for money.
Man, that's hot stuff.
Silas is charged with giving an inmate a staff meal, which turned out to be chicken pot pie. All 4 have been fired.
Just makes me think of the show Oz. There were a few female guards on Oz who would, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Every once in a while when the boys were feeling a little lonely. Huh?
A little rain didn't stop the 2024 Minnesota State Fair from kicking off with a tidal trove trickling through the turnstiles. The first day drew a record-breaking crowd.
What are you putting together, a rap record this morning or something?
Well, you guys, I don't think, pay attention sometimes, so I throw these things in to see if anyone's listening.
I'm following. You're showing off this morning. You got some tongue twisters in there.
With over 138, it's not showing off, 138,000 patrons pouring past the gates Thursday, a big jump from last year's opening day. Saw about 106,000 visitors. Day 2 also set an attendance record. Friday saw over 171,000 people, which beat the previous record, just shy of 165,000 last year. And despite a broken fuse, which took out power to parts of the fair for more than 90 minutes, a lot of people showed up. Some rides came to a stop, with 2 fairgoers stuck on the skyscraper in Adventure Park for several minutes.
Hilarious.
That's so scary.
Today at the fair will be hot AF, a heat index which could make it feel between 104 and 107 degrees. Not a great day for Senior Day. Farewell, grandparents.
Yeah.
They might drop dead if they decide to head out there. At the grandstand, the 2024 Happy Together Tour featuring the Turtles, Jay and the Americans, the Association, Badfinger, the Vogues, and Cowsills perform at the grandstand.
Oh, my God. The Cowsills?
That's right.
These people also too old for this weather.
I worry about that. I wonder if they're going to use lights tonight.
They're
too hot to be under the lights. Saturday's attendance, 184,564, much less than the first Saturday overall record of 222,000 and some in 2018.
Just to be dicks, do we send Dana out to the cow barn to interview the 4-H kids for no reason? Just to get him sweating his nuts off?
Got to stay out there all day.
Yeah. It's Dana out at the fair with one question for the 4-H kids. Is it hot enough for you?
Here's a haunting heap of unbelievable bullcrap. 2 women in North Carolina tried convincing law enforcement injuries inflicted on 2 toddlers, including 1- and 2-year-olds, exposure to fentanyl, were caused by evil ghosts and paranormal activity. 25-year-old Emily Marie Edwards and 54-year-old Sherry Edwards were arrested last week over incidents dating back to December. The toddlers' injuries were incurred at an apartment in Newton, a small town roughly 40 miles northwest of Charlotte. The women are the mother and grandmother of the 2 victims. When questioned by police, they not only blamed evil spirits, but also said they used a Ouija board to conjure spirits. Law enforcement, however, said the 2 defendants are responsible for the toddlers' injuries, which the women failed to report. A neighbor rejected the haunted apartment claim advanced by the 2 Edwards women, saying, "I just think they're crazy." Prosecutors agree.
Not buying the haunted apartment story.
Nah, they're not.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Police in Alabama ruled the death of a Birmingham man a homicide after an autopsy revealed he died from complications related to a gunshot wound he suffered over 30 years ago.
30 years ago?
49-year-old Irving Gray passed away August 6, 2024, even though he was shot in 1992. A year where Aladdin, The Bodyguard, Home Alone 2, and Sharon Stone's Vagina and Basic Instinct dominated the box office, while Whitney Houston, Garth Brooks, Def Leppard, and Nirvana dominated record sales. Officers found Gray after responding to reports of a person down. The Jefferson County Medical Examiner's Office determined Gray died due to a severe seizure triggered by the gunshot injury he sustained September 15, 1992. The suspect in the 92 shooting was arrested and charged with attempted murder at the time, and it's very possible he'll face new charges following Gray's untimely death some 32 years later.
Oh, I didn't know they could do that.
Yeah, if they die from it eventually, sure.
F me running.
I mean, that's a long time. I mean, it's kind of crazy they can tie it to that. But.
Yeah, what if I'm just the most honest, straightest laced sumbitch in town, and I have been ever since I shot that dude, and now I'm going to go to prison because he dropped dead early?
Well, yeah. I mean, if they're saying he's the cause of it.
Give me a break.
What better way to celebrate being out on bond for your 5th OWI conviction than by speeding around town at nearly midnight after a few drinks? Shattering the stereotype, a 44-year-old southern Wisconsin man was pulled over and arrested for his 6th OWI offense last week. Ordered by the court to remain absolutely sober, which he obviously took as more of a suggestion than a requirement, he decided Thursday night was the perfect time for a little joyride, which Janesville police quickly put a stop to. After he was pulled over, several things happened. Refusing to exit the vehicle? Check. Trying to flee? Naturally. Smelling like a brewery? Of course. And he stuck the drunk driver's creed. He stuck to it. A stunning admission of only having a couple beers when asked how much he had to drink. Despite being instructed after his 5th OWI offense to have an ignition interlock device and maintain absolute sobriety, he did not have an interlock device, and police said he was absolutely not sober. He reportedly failed field sobriety tests and was taken to the Rock County Jail.
It's a hell of a deal how some folks just can't shake that.
Oh, yeah, they own themselves. Seems like that. We talk about that every day. People just can't figure it out.
The DWI just over and over and over and over again.
A Louisiana man's in some venti trouble for locking workers and customers inside a Starbucks last week. He had a temper tantrum over being asked to leave for being a butt knuckle. Officers responded to the Starbucks Wednesday after someone put a bike lock on the front doors. But he wasn't smart enough to realize there was a back door that he never locked. The suspect, identified as 23-year-old James Thrash, was arrested and now faces charges of terrorizing and false imprisonment. He didn't realize everyone inside could get out through the other door. Police believe he locked the doors because he was mad. They asked him to leave.
Yeah, he got mad.
Some guys will do anything for a peek. A 53-year-old U.S. Border Patrol agent in New York was arrested for ordering women to show him their breasts, claiming it was part of his official duties. Border Agent Shane Milan was arrested Thursday, accused of violating 4 women's constitutional rights by making them endure bogus, creepy searches. Prosecutors say he told the women to expose their chests over a webcam while he was processing their entry into the U.S. He allegedly told the women it was part of the process to be admitted to the country.
Good Lord.
Prosecutors said it was purely for his own gratification.
Gross.
Dude. Pretty icky. That's too bad they fell for that, too. But I suppose, man, what a jerk.
All right, sign here. All right. Well, get him out. Nice.
A Southern California woman, fed up with her packages getting stolen from her post office box, used technology to track the suspected swindler.
Technology?
The woman had several items stolen from her mailbox at the Los Alamos post office. So hoping to catch the thief, she placed an AirTag in one of her packages. Last Monday morning, sheriff's deputies were called to the post office for a report of a mail theft. When they arrived, the woman told officers her mail had been stolen again, including the package with the AirTag.
Oh, technology.
That's fun.
Law enforcement tracked the AirTag to a block about 16 miles from the post office and arrested 2 suspects. They found the package with the AirTag among the victim's mail, along with items believed to have been stolen from over a dozen others. They got quite the large ring there of these mail thieves. A mortgage loan business in Wales received an unexpected piece of mail earlier this month, which left staff surprised because it was dated August 3rd, 1903, making it about 121 years old.
Oh, it took a while to get there.
The postcard came with the day's regular mail and had a 1903 King Edward VII stamp on it, and the writing style also indicated it was from that time period.
Oh, yeah? Anything interesting in there?
Not really. It was kind of dumb. It was a little confusing, and I can read it to you, but it wasn't really that interesting. The business has since taken to social media asking for help in identifying any family members, hoping to piece together the mystery of how that postcard was delivered over a century later.
One of my oldest pals bought an older than the hills type of a house. And he's rearranging things, he's remodeling things, and he found some old letters up in the ceiling tile or something like that, and they were from World War II. And he thought, wow. So it was a soldier in World War II writing home to his woman. And so a lot of it was, things are tough here, boy, those Nazis and this and that, right?
Yep.
And then eventually the soldier says, I might not make it out of here, so I just wanted you to know that I've been cheating on you for years.
Oh, boy.
Sorry.
Oh, my God.
You know Molly from down the street, right? Yeah, I've been banging her for years. I feel bad about it. Goodbye.
Well, that'd be a good bit if somebody faked that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? They just stick those up there and, let's see if we can get somebody on this.
Oh, man, I thought that was
That's heartbreaking.
pretty fun stuff.
Yeah, I bet the girlfriend and Molly really had it out.
Back on the... back at home.
Yep.
Yeah, things weren't pretty between that lady and Molly.
Nope.
Meanwhile, dudes over there just ass deep in dead bodies saying, I had to tell her.
Yeah.
Had to get it off my chest.
A 50-year-old Texas man was injured near Sauk Rapids after being hit by a fellow motorcyclist who was supposed to be guiding him. The Benton County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene and found the Texas man with serious injuries. Turns out he'd been hanging out at a home with a friend from Andover with another guy he had just met that day. The plan was to ride to Raleigh's Rednecks and Longnecks near Sauk Rapids, with the new guy offering to lead the way. But things went sideways when the guide sped ahead, causing the others to lose sight of him. Then, as the two men rounded a curve, they spotted the guide for some reason stopped right in the middle of the road. The Texas man tried to go around him, but the guide suddenly turned his bike directly into the path of the Texas man's motorcycle, hitting him in the process. That investigation is still ongoing.
What the hell?
So weird. Yeah, what was he doing?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it could have been an accident, but it doesn't seem like it based on the story. But yeah, what the hell indeed. Couple of birthdays today. Timberwolves fan favorite Naz Reid turns 25.
That dude is so cool.
He is.
He's only 25?
You're welcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Minnesota and Timberwolves fans, you're welcome for Naz Reid.
Chris Pine and Macaulay Culkin, 44. Melissa McCarthy, a decade older, at 54. I don't have a name here, but want to shout out a texter going back to work after being laid off for 2 weeks. Had a massive heart attack at the age of only 34.
Oh, wow.
Glad you've recovered. Man, stay healthy. Asian cop Jesus' cousin Jesus wants to wish his super hot girlfriend a very happy birthday. Happy birthday to Jeannie and have fun at the fair from Deputy Rob, Jesus, and family. And that's 93X News.
Coming up next, we'll talk with Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver.
Randy Shaver.
There's always something new with him. He's an embarrassment to himself. This guy's, he comes around this community. He thinks he runs in here.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
You know, I don't never respond to a guy that's never won a championship. There's not nothing to really say. He didn't win a college championship. I don't know if he even won a high school championship.
There you go. Suck on that, Anthony Edwards. Magic Johnson. Magic was sitting around some kind of program with Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith asked him about Anthony Edwards' comments the other day saying there really weren't any skilled players in the NBA outside of Michael Jordan. That's what Anthony Edwards said a handful of days ago, so Stephen A. Smith gets a hold of Magic Johnson, asks him about it on a stage in front of a live audience, and you heard him. Irvin said, I don't respond to guys who have never won a championship. Didn't win one in college. I don't even know if he won one in high school. That's cute. Yeah. That's a good response. So there are the boys. I hear Randy Shaver. Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There you are. So, Randy Shaver, you did go on out to the Minnesota State Fair, what was it, on Friday night to see that comic?
Saturday.
Saturday night.
Sold out show, I heard.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Was it awesome?
How many of you went to that show?
I was there, too.
Oh, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. No one here from the program?
No.
I originally had tickets, but I had to pass them along to somebody else.
You guys, did you run into each other? One of you buy the other a beer or anything like that?
No, I would have bought you a beer, Randy, but I didn't run into you.
Sure you would have, Brad.
That was by design, wasn't it, Randy?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Brad,
I probably was sitting up a lot higher than Randy was.
Well, he's a celebrity. And Brad, we heard you were just spending a lot of time redoing your Twitter account, kind of rebranding. Is that what happened?
Oh, my gosh. Did you hear about that? I don't know what the heck went on with that, but I reported somebody hacked into my old Twitter account. And I think that is why I'm pretty sure that's why I got locked out of my old Twitter account about a month ago. And I thought it was just because I don't tweet. I don't send out tweets. And I'd heard that Twitter was shutting down accounts randomly that people didn't tweet out of. You know what I mean? So I just figured I got locked out of my account because I don't tweet. Well, somebody sent me a note yesterday and said, you might want to check your old Twitter account. Somebody hacked into it and wasn't being very nice. So.
Oh, yeah. We got blown up with text, and somebody emailed me yesterday, like, is Brad kind of turning over a new leaf?
By the time I got to it, a buddy of mine sent me a text about it, a screenshot. By the time I looked at it, by the time he and I were both looking at it, the guy had already changed the name on it and had changed the profile picture on it.
What people sent us were topless gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That was the new...
Yeah.
The new Brad on there.
Twitter
Are we
drama.
sure that Brad got hacked?
Well, there are some.
I can't get into the account, so I reported it obviously to Twitter. So I think at some point the guy will get shut down. But yeah.
Okay, there was Twitter drama with Brad Ryder over the weekend.
Well, last night, yeah.
Okay.
That's when I found out about it.
So what's really
that's terrible.
Frustrating about this, Brad, is that because I follow you, because of that happening, I woke up this morning and I got followed by like 15 of these same kind of dudes.
Those bots or whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Who is this?
That's terrible. That's all very terrible. Did you guys, you laughed your ass off at this comic? It was a great show?
It really was.
Yes, he's really good.
Read some good reviews on it. Both papers had a lot of nice things to say.
Very funny.
He says, people must think, Randy Shaver, that now that you're retired, you're just a buck wild all over town, raising all different levels of hell.
Sure.
Now, we know you were going off to this comedy show. A listener texted in earlier and said, is there a chance that Randy Shaver was at the Rob Zombie show the other night? And I said, absolutely not. There was zero chance that he was at the Rob. You're living a wilder lifestyle, but not that ridiculous.
Oh, no. I mean, I stopped by the Box That Rocks, or the tent that rocks,
Heard
or whatever
that.
it is now.
Yeah, it's a black box that rocks. We got a little of both.
There's a tent, there's a box, there's all kinds
totally
of garbage.
different location than the last time.
Well, I wouldn't call it totally different. It's about
just a little bit over from the
5 doors down.
Oh, it's totally
Make it sound like you make it sound like we're in Mankato or something. No, we're in the roughly the same general area at the Minnesota State Fair. You stopped by. What did you do when you were there? Did you buy a T-shirt?
I looked at the Wapple T-shirts and I thought, well, that's not for me.
What? My family bought 4 of them. We got 4 Wapple T-shirts now, and they've sold exactly 4 T-shirts.
Did you turn them into rags?
The more that you buy, the less of a burden it's going to be to the thrift store here in a few months.
I did walk by somebody just randomly outside the grandstand who had a Dad Fights T-shirt on.
Yeah, they're selling those. Yep, they've got some of those.
They're selling those too. I didn't see them being sold. I just saw a guy wearing one.
Brad Ryder, there is a bargain rack. This is a true story. We've got this and that for sale at the 93X booth. We'll be there again.
On a bargain rack.
Well, they're not selling new ones this year for whatever reason.
I think that doesn't bode well for the future of Dad Fights.
Well, no. It's. I mean, I think is the Wapple shirt the only morning show shirt?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah, so I mean, they're not really selling any morning show
stuff. We're going
stuff.
to change that.
Oh no, that's great. Let's keep doing it.
We're changing that next year.
It doesn't matter
what
what.
Didn't you like, Randy?
We're going to have an Ass Man T-shirt next year.
I would love that. Yeah, somebody told me that, okay, yeah, you went out to the fair Saturday night, you took a picture in front of our booth, and you tweeted that you want Ass Man shirts next year?
It's about
Absolutely.
time, right?
What do you mean it's about time? We probably offered it to you a dozen times over the years, and you said no.
Now that you're retired, you're taking them up on it.
Right. Now you don't care if you're a pervert or not, you know. You're not on television.
Care. So let's do it.
Well, dude, that's fine by us. We'll sell the hell out. Like I said, I actually get some money out of this. I don't care what kind of T-shirts you guys sell.
As long as they move.
Yeah, as long as you get them out of there. Like, buy something or leave. That's our motto at the friggin' booth.
Ronan Engineer Jesus said he bought a Wapple T-shirt after he confirmed that Wapple doesn't get a dime. He wanted to wait.
Yep.
We'll sell Ass Man shirts next year, Randy Shaver.
Fabulous.
It'll be a naked ass on the T-shirt, and your face will be right where the anus is located.
Oh, right between the cheeks.
Yes. And your mouth will be open, like those little South Park characters where the mouths kind of go yap, 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 yap. The Canadian
Should I do like a little pucker open, like with my mouth?
Yeah. Make it sexy, Randy. Make it sexy.
Little duck lips?
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Make it sexy.
Oh, man. Hell of a deal. Yeah, we'll be there again on Friday, so. Well, that's great. Glad you had a good time at the show.
It was.
Anyone, was it a drunk crowd? Were they selling a lot of beer? Not a drunk crowd.
No.
Isn't he kind of family friendly? Is that his?
Not one swear word.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a letdown.
No, it's not.
One of the papers called him like the everyman comedian.
Yeah.
He is really super funny.
Did you guys spend any time at the fair outside of the show, or was that pretty much it?
We just went there, ate for about an hour, and then went in and left. So.
Yep, kind of the same thing for us.
Yeah.
What about Ass Man shorts?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah,
How
like
about
some.
jorts?
No. I'm tired of that joke.
It's got to be like those Hooters shorts.
Yeah. Right.
It's actually like the boy shorts.
Really
flesh-colored?
Really short shorts. We'll do both. T-shirts and Ass Man really short. Like, remember the old OP shorts, Josh, when we were kids?
Oh, those were pretty big.
I could probably find a picture of me in those kind of shorts.
Oh, yeah. When grown men wore them back in the 80s, balls fell right out the bottom of those. Terrible.
Like those Umbros. Those things were tiny.
Oh, yes.
There were always
all the soccer players wore the Umbros.
Mm-hmm. We'll get some short shorts. We'll get some damn T-shirts.
Yeah, let's get it going.
So it wasn't that big of a party crowd at the comedy show. I remember how terribly I got eyeballed when I drunkenly fell down the stairs at the Weird Al Yankovic State Fair show about 20 years ago. Oh, man, because it was all kids and families, right? But me and Big Al went, and we got drunk. And it was time to go down the stairs, go fetch another round of beers, and I fell. And all these families with their little kids looked at me as if to say, just get out of here. But it's a fair. You know, at the fair, I used to just get really gooned at the fair.
I will say those grandstand chairs were not made for people built the way they are today.
Yeah, they cram them pretty closely together, don't they, Brad Ryder?
Yes.
When's the last time anyone here sat at Willem Arena?
Oh, been a while.
It's been a while.
2 years ago, maybe?
They have made those chairs a little smaller, in my opinion, over the years to try to fit more in, you know, to try to sell more. Oh, man, you got to squeeze even a little narrow ass like mine isn't completely comfortable in those chairs. So there you go. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys had a fun weekend at the comedy show. A lot of baseball to cover this morning. A lot of baseball. I was saying to the folks earlier, probably wasn't the results you expected over the weekend. The Twins lost 2 or 3 at home to the St. Louis Cardinals. They had it and they lost it in the 9th yesterday. Lost by a final score of 3-2. That ending sucked.
Yeah. That's 2 series that they've lost in a row, too, which is a little concerning as you head into the last week of August, that you need to kind of get yourself back on pace here.
Mm-hmm.
And they've kind of lost. They've lost 3 games in the last week, kind of the same way.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Late in the game, you know, yesterday it was a double play that really should have ended the ball game. A double play ball went into the glove of Julian. He threw it out in the left field, and next up, of all people, friggin' what's his name again? Lars friggin' Nootbaar gets the game-winning hit after the error by Julian. A disaster. It really was a disaster. And they lose the game. They lose the series. They still sit tied with Kansas City in second place in the AL Central. But I'm a win the series guy.
Yep.
And you're right. They've lost a couple in a row now and starting to get me a little nervous.
Kansas City and Cleveland play starting tonight. I think they got a 3-game series. So
that'll be huge.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be big. And then what else was I looking at here? Oh, the Astros continue to kind of run away with the West. So really it's kind of down to the Red Sox are really the only challenger for that other wild card spot other than the Twins and the Royals right now. They're 4.5 back.
Well, and they also face the Braves this week, and Atlanta is trying to figure things out. But after that, they get Toronto and Tampa for 7.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you want to make some hay at that point.
All right, so...
And then you get Kansas City for a series. You got Cleveland for 4 big games in Cleveland, middle of September.
Yesterday, the Twins lost for the first time in 60 games this season when leading after the 8th inning. So it's been usually it's been a foregone conclusion, if that's the term. And yesterday it went the other direction. All right, this is you pick him up, you dropped him, Jesus. I don't know if he's trying to start trouble with me. You should know, if you're trying to start trouble with me, I get it. You're just trying to get me to freak out and get pissed off on the air. If you're not, then please stop. He texted in, it's Minnesota sports. They always get your hopes up and destroy you at the end. Come on, man. He says, please. I do not fall into that friggin' niche here in town where we play ourselves out to be a victim of all these tragedies where we're right on the brink and then we fail. Stop it with that friggin' theory, because it doesn't friggin' exist. So again, if you're trying just to piss me off, I get it. Braves, like you said, Bailey over tonight against Max Fried. 3-game series starts tonight. Little back-to-back World Series. What's the word I'm looking for? Revival. World Series revival with a series against the Cardinals and then the friggin' Braves. So what did we find out over the weekend? Carlos Correa probably not coming back until sometime in September. Had a little setback, a little setback with the plantar fasciitis. Byron Buxton still not ready to return just yet. What about Brooks Lee? What's the word on Brooks Lee? Anyone know?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. That plantar fasciitis is never good. I mean, when they announced that he had that, I think I had said he's probably done until late in the year.
Well, he's had that before. I mean, he's been battling this.
Isn't that the same thing that Justin Herbert's going through?
Who the hell is Justin Herbert?
Quarterback for the Chargers.
Oh, Christ. I have no idea, Wapple.
I don't think Nick knows.
I have no idea.
Long hair.
What, are you playing fantasy football this year, too, or something?
No, just kind of into NFL. I don't know.
Oh.
Watching stuff.
I wouldn't know Justin Herbert if I was banging him. Wouldn't know him if I was banging him.
He's hooked up with your dude, Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. This has been your NFL update. From Wapple.
Wasn't Herbert one of the guys that just got stuck in that elevator?
Yes.
Wasn't he amongst that group?
He and
yeah, Nick, what do you know about Justin Herbert getting stuck in an elevator?
Oh,
Well, I do know that some members of the Los Angeles Chargers got stuck in. We saved that for later.
Dan Fouts' wife was part of that group.
Dan Fouts' wife? What's she doing hanging out with these young fellas? Does Dan Fouts know about this?
If you're stuck in an elevator for too long, things can happen.
I don't think Dan Fouts wants his wife stuck in an elevator with a bunch of 21-year-old athletes.
No, I'd be a little uncomfortable.
Well, now that preseason's over, we got a month before the season starts?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Well, the preseason, I'm sorry to continue with the NFL talk, but the preseason's over now, but the regular season doesn't start for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. No, we got to give these guys a chance to get drugged up and whatnot.
Yeah.
Here's a listener saying Brooks Lee has played a couple rehab games with the Saints. Thank you for that information, and we'll talk to Dick Bramer tomorrow. He knows every damn thing.
He is. He's very good at that.
But now that you brought up Justin Herbert, whatever the hell his name is, yeah, the Chargers, a bunch of them got stuck in an elevator. They were looking to play a game over the weekend against the Dallas Cowboys, a meaningless practice game. And they had to get the fire department to pull them out of there. Like a scene from The Towering Inferno or something. Or they had to pop the roof out of the elevator and they had to crawl out like that?
Oh, damn. Yeah.
With the fire department.
They had to pull them out.
Yeah. So what is this about Dan Fouts' wife hanging out with these young fellas?
Yeah.
I do know one thing about Justin Bieber, or Hebert, or whatever. He couldn't carry Dan Fouts' jock with both hands and both feet. That much I do know. Dan Fouts was a real live, tough guy. One of the coolest sumbitches to ever tie the cleats up and play in the NFL.
The man could sling it.
Yeah. Now he's losing his wife to these young guys. Back to baseball.
Good thing it wasn't Phillip Rivers in the elevator, though.
Oh boy.
He's potent.
He is.
There'd be a baby on the way. Phil has never missed. He's never missed. Where Cubby spent his whole life missing.
Yeah. Missed opportunities.
Missing wide. Every damn time. Not Phil Rivers. Aaron Judge hit his 50th home run of the season yesterday for the New York friggin' Yankees. What does this say here? Oh. So now he joins this company here. Sammy Sosa, Babe Ruth, Mark McGwire, and Alex Rodriguez were the only big leaguers with 3 seasons in which they hit at least 50 homers.
High fly ball. Deep left center. Doyle back. See ya! Boarding flight 50 home runs. Aaron Judge has done it again. Amazing.
Really? So Barry Bonds never hit 3 seasons of 50 homers?
I don't know.
And who else would you maybe...
McGuire?
Sosa?
Oh, he's in there. Yeah. No. Did you not hear the... Josh,
I'm sorry.
Is my mic on, Josh?
Yeah, I heard your mic. Yeah.
I just said Sammy Sosa, Babe Ruth, Mark McGwire, and Alex Rodriguez were the only major leaguers with 3 seasons in which they hit 50 home runs, but now Judge has joined them. He hit 50 or more in 20+17, 2022, and now 20+24.
The only time
Which
Bonds
makes
hit
what Hank Aaron did impressive.
Yeah. What about Bonds?
Because Hank hit 714.
The only time Bonds hit more than 50 home runs was when he hit 73 in 2001.
double dildos. I never would have been able to tell you that.
Actually, I said 714. Hank broke the record at 714.
Yeah, but Hank Aaron played for 21, 22 years, right?
Yeah, he played a long time, but that's how consistent you have to be to never reach 50 home runs.
Richie Sexson never had 3 seasons of 50 or more home runs? I lost you.
Jay Buhner?
Buhner.
Richie Zisk.
Zisk. The other night, or last night, I turned on Major League Baseball Network, and they were playing a classic game from 2000+1. It was a game where friggin' what's-his-nuts, Greg Maddux, had like 31 strikeouts or something, where the friggin' home plate umpire, the plate is as big as your living room for Greg Maddux, right? Everyone remembers how that was, right? It was frustrating to watch. But anyway, it was a classic big league game. It was the Braves and the Brewers, and I just had to laugh when they showed a shot of Brewers first baseman Richie Sexson. So I thought I'd throw him into the mix, and it went nowhere, but I'm used to that. Speaking of that Yankees game yesterday, did everyone see that home plate umpire take a broken bat right off his jugular vein?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ouchie.
And Nick Marlin, like he took a shot on that broken bat.
Yeah, I think he might have got some shrapnel off that bat. I mean, it probably came back and hit him. Oh, boy. Ooh. I mean, that is a jam shot. The barrel came all the way around and hopefully hit the side of his mask, but couldn't tell if it got under it.
Ooh. Wow.
He had to suck it up, that guy. Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton swung the baseball bat, made contact, broke the bat, and on his follow-through, it rambled off of the home plate umpire's carotid artery. But he's all right. They stretchered him out of there. They got to be tough. Earlier, we played the audio of Shohei Ohtani's dramatic, douchey walk-off grand slam that put him in the 40-40 club. This guy's getting on my nerves now.
Fly ball, right center field. Series going back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. 40-40. Walk-off grand slam. No way. What a moment. History.
Josh called me when this happened. He was pissed.
I've calmed down.
He had to talk you off the ledge.
I was just enraged.
Friday night, hit a walk-off grand slam for his 40th home run of the season, so that puts him in the 40-40 club. If you don't know what the hell that means, that's 40 dongs and 40 steals in a season.
That's impressive.
And he's just the 6th guy to do it.
Yeah.
Name the other 5, go. We talked about it last week. I didn't know if you remembered anything about it.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday.
Ronald Acuna Jr., Alfonso Soriano. Alex Rodriguez, Barry Bonds, Jose Canseco, and now Shohei. It's funny thinking back to when Jose Canseco used to steal bases.
Yeah,
no kidding.
Because he was always such a load. But he
was later in his career, not necessarily so much early in his career.
Yeah, he was skinny.
He was Barry Bonds-like early in his career.
He was pretty thin at first.
Yes.
So there goes Shohei Ohtani doing his damn thing up and down. And the funny thing is now Brad Ryder, Randy Shaver, do you guys have any idea where the baseball ended up?
I don't.
Yeah. No. Okay. What happened? Were you guys kissing or something?
No.
I was trying to figure out where it might have ended up.
It went into the crowd, of course, but then bounced right back onto the ball field. The center fielder for the Tampa Bay Rays, a kid named Siri, having no idea that this was a historic home run, tossed it back into the bleachers.
Oh.
So at this point, we're all waiting for that moment where a fan's going to step forward and say, I want $17 million and I'll give the ball to Shohei Ohtani.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
What would you do?
Sell it.
I'd give it back to him.
Yes, but would you sell it back to him?
I would hope that he would give me something signed.
That's it? You wouldn't want cash money?
Not really.
Well, you've got a lot of money. Who here doesn't have any? Wapple.
Oh, I'll take it.
You take what?
I'll take any amount of money.
Pay the man.
Any amount of money. Think about it,
I don't know
dude.
if it'd be worth... I mean, it'd be worth some, for sure. But it's not like setting a home run record or...
No, but what would you say? Could anyone even wager a guess? I couldn't.
As to how much you would want?
Yeah, how much would Ohtani, what do you think? I mean, the guy's got all the money in the world, so you
want a house.
You want a house?
Yeah, like $250,000.
And how would you go about asking him for that?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
can I get a house, please? Here's your baseball.
Right.
Here's your baseball. Give me a house.
Maybe just ask for a percentage of his future gambling winnings.
Oh!
Get a couple of bucks there, I bet.
Yeah, see, I'm with Josh. That sumbitch was guilty from the get-go, but they let him go because he's a big star player. Yeah, I don't know. Randy Shaver, you might just be that loyal fan that just gives it straight up back to him.
Well, I just don't. Again, it's not like he set a home run
it's
record
not. It's not. But you could get something for it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I
don't like those folks that hold these people over a barrel. But I think if you ask for something reasonable, I think that's fair.
Right.
Wapple, he ain't got a pot to piss in.
That's why I need a house.
So I think if it was Wapple that got his hands on that baseball, I think you'd make the papers. All the things you're asking for. And why wouldn't you? You could use a break in life.
Yeah, I could.
Look at his dating history.
Yeah, look, I mean,
it's a nightmare.
No looks.
Well, you've got
money.
a T-shirt at the fair. What else do you want?
Lots more.
Lots more.
He wants lots more. All right. I don't know if anyone has any idea what would be a reasonable ask of Shohei Ohtani. I have no idea. Maybe Dana, you can find something on the internet. What's a comparable milestone that a baseball player has reached recently, where then a trade was made? If you can find something, if you can't, that whatever, it happens.
Oh, geez, Jesus! All he would want is one night with Shohei's wife. That's it. Doesn't want any money, nothing. Just one evening.
I'm
with
sure
the wife.
that's an even trade.
Oh God, that's hilarious. Is she a foxy lady?
That's what he says.
Holy cow! Yeah, she is.
She's foxy.
Wow. Yeah.
What about super foxy?
I'd say super fox.
Oh. Josh and I met a super fox one day when we were out to lunch, didn't we?
We did. We met a couple of them.
That was. Would you say that was?
We used to have the super fox on the show, Doug Mankiewicz.
Oh, that's a different super fox. But would you call it embarrassing, or was it funny, or was it both? Josh and I were out to lunch with a fellow radio schmuck. And we don't like to associate with many radio people because they're freaking they're scumbags. Lowest form of life on earth, radio personality. So Josh and I don't associate with a lot of them. But one day we were out to lunch with a fellow radio schmuck, and our waitress was quite stunning. And the other radio schmuck paid for breakfast, wrote out a check. That's how long ago this was. Wrote out a check.
Well, it can't be much of a schmuck if you paid for your breakfast.
Oh, for Christ's sake, we were at Denny's.
And it was the first time out of 100, maybe, that he ever opened up the checkbook.
Wasn't like we were at the Bunny Ranch or something, Randy. And this was 25.
He might have expensed it too. You never know.
Yeah, this was 30 years ago. For Christ's sake, our bill came to $21.75. Dude paid, and on the memo part of the check, let's say our waitress's name was Judy. On the memo part of the check, he wrote, "Judy is a super fox."
That would make my day if I was her.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
It's not creepy. It's not too creepy.
Because I think Josh and I were a little uncomfortable with it.
I was very uncomfortable.
Oh.
It's understandable.
The Chicago White Sox lost their 100th game of the season yesterday, so they're getting there.
Second fastest to ever do it.
That's right. That's right. They're getting there.
Wonder if they pop champagne.
I doubt it.
What else?
How about the play by Joe Musgrove the other day?
Oh yeah, that was something.
That's up on 93x.com.
Grounded softly. Musgrove with flip the glove. Nicely done by Joe Musgrove.
This is a guy that's been on the IL for almost the entire season. And he's out sliding, making great plays like that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cute, but, Merzo did it years ago. When I watch baseball highlights, I gauge whether I'm impressed or not by whether or not Merzo did it. And he did a number of years ago playing beer league softball. So it was a cute move by Musgrove or whatever his name is. But A minor league bat dog took a deuce on the ball field. Do you want to talk about that?
That's
I love this dog.
You know,
what'd you expect the dog to do?
Yeah.
Well, they expected him to fetch the baseball bat, but a lot of teams have the bat dog now. This is the Clearwater Threshers, single A affiliate of the Philadelphia Phillies. They debuted a new bat dog the other day, a yellow lab by the name of Lacey May. And after one of the half innings, she was supposed to go run out and fetch the baseball bat that was left in the batter's box, and she didn't do anything close to that.
The crowd loved it.
Yeah, they did. They had a great time.
They roared.
Especially when the dog pooped.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty great.
She went running around this way and that way. She visited the
dugouts,
the visitors' dugout. Took a couple more laps around the infield grass, and then standing on the right side of the infield, Lucy May went into that familiar stance.
She said, I'm not going to go get that bat. I got something else to do. I'll get to that bat in a minute.
She cut one for the crowd.
Oh, right between first and second base, too. That poor second baseman was like, oh, man.
Like you guys said, the crowd had a great time with it.
Actually, she dropped a couple of them.
Yeah, she did.
And they put her in a truck and sent her to the Humane Society.
They should have a dog run out and take a poop in every baseball game.
Yeah.
They don't announce
where?
Yeah, they don't announce when it's going to be. All of a sudden, in between innings, the bottom of the third, all of a sudden the dog comes right out. Yeah, the dog's here.
Aren't the Twins having a dog day coming up in September?
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
Where do they have a designated area for that?
Yeah,
there?
it's like 2 sections, I think.
Yeah. Yes, Brad Ryder. Yeah, they're having a dog day, but it's all very controlled. They can only be in this section, and you have to enter this gate, and you have to buy a special ticket, and you have to have a leash, and you have to have it's all that. Just let them run friggin' wild.
The best thing about the dog video is the guy supposedly trained the dog to get the bats. The dog wants nothing to do with the bat.
The dog did everything but get the bat.
It was her first crack at it. It was her first crack at it.
Well, they leashed her up after she took a dump, and then put a bat out and tried it again. And the dog looked at the bat and took off and ran to the pitcher.
She's just having a good time.
Yep.
Maybe something like this here, Dana, where when you walk into the ballpark, you tear a ticket and you throw it into a bucket of dog food. The dog eats the bucket of dog food with your ticket, goes out on the field, coils one, and then they sift through to find the winning. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The winner is number 16. You get a hat and a pennant.
Make some intern dig through the poop.
Yep. The filthy rich sports memorabilia crowd. They're an odd group of people. I mean, if you have obscene amounts of money to burn, I guess you just need a reason to spend it. And, of course, you always have to factor in the buy something wildly expensive just to prove I can attitude. Here's the deal. The jersey worn by Babe Ruth when he, quote, called his shot in Game 3 of the 1932 World Series has sold for $24 million.
Whoa.
Wow.
What? Who has money to just buy stuff like that? People live such different lives.
Yes, they do. So that price makes it the latest, most expensive sports collectible ever until some other item and some other rich douchebag comes along in a week.
What was the item that it took its place?
A Mickey Mantle baseball card from 1952.
That's pretty cool.
So, 1932, Babe Ruth steps up to the plate, points to the friggin' bleachers, and then he hits a dong. And it was, and still is, one of the more famous, infamous moments in baseball history. He called his shot. Some of you might be asking, how do they know it's the actual jersey? Well, here's the thing. Folks in charge of this type of thing used old photos to supposedly confirm it was authentic.
Yeah, they do photo matching these days. The technology's gotten that good.
So that's how they figured that one out. I want a piece of the cage that Mankind fell through at the original Hell in a Cell match.
Just like one of the zip ties or something that broke.
I want the hamburger that my buddy Dane threw on the ice during the 1991 Campbell Conference playoff series between the Minnesota North Stars and St. Louis Blues. Maybe they have the remnants of that hamburger still in a bucket somewhere. And just for the record, Hull still sucks oats. For those of you who were there in 91, I want you to know it. Nothing's changed. Hull still sucks oats. I want the tennis ball back, Josh, that I hit Badger Bob Johnson in the back of the head with after the Penguins stole the cup from the North Stars in that playoffs round.
What about the toilet paper roll that you tried to hit Randy Shaver
Yeah,
with?
I want that back. I want the toilet paper back that I hit Diana Pierce with
yes.
at the 1987 Twins World Series parade. I was trying to hit Shaver.
You were some bitch for doing that.
I missed by inches, and I hit Diana Pierce instead.
You did.
Only sports stuff you got there?
What else do you have in mind?
For you?
Yeah, I thought that's where you were going with that.
Oh, I could see you getting into the rubber suit that Halle Berry wore in Catwoman.
Never saw it.
And like literally and figuratively getting into that suit, by the way. I could see you being interested in that.
Now I got to see that movie. All right, a piece of Hollywood history is gone forever. A joint they call J. Littleton Ballpark in Ontario, California, where scenes from the movie A League of Their Own were filmed, was destroyed in a fire.
That's too bad.
Oh.
In a fire. Nobody was killed.
That's good.
The local fire department. Yes, that is good news.
Agreed.
Yes.
100% agree.
Just want to get that bold take out there for today.
Yeah.
It would have been a bummer.
By God, he's right. The local fire department said that the case is under investigation, so maybe some lunatic set the friggin' joint up. A League of Their Own. How does everyone feel about that old movie?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't
good.
watch the series, but I liked the show.
Never
or the
seen it.
movie, excuse me.
I think you'd like it, Ashley.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you'd love it.
You definitely would.
They built the joint in 1937, all wooden grandstand, so I bet it just went off.
Oh, yeah.
Went up like a tinderbox. And they used it regularly still for amateur ball clubs. Oh, a League of Their Own. Tom Hanks and Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell and don't tell me the big tall boy. She's pretty. What was her name?
Gina Davis.
Yeah,
Gina Davis.
Gina. I didn't follow this at all. Little League World Series. A ball club from Florida won the whole schmear in extra innings yesterday over Taiwan. It was a walk-off.
Alexander with the runner at second base, Norton. He gets it down. Oh, it's perfect. Right there, he's going to win the Little League World Series championship. Chinese Taipei in shock. It was fielded and thrown to first base. Nobody was there. And for the first time, Florida are Little League World Series champions.
A walk-off bunt. Florida laid down a bunt. One of their little kids, kid from Taiwan, fielded it, threw it to first, and there was nobody there. And they rounded the bags and won the game.
That hurts.
Says here the Taiwanese players were in tears on the field after the game, and the Florida kids gave them hugs and handshakes. See, that's always been my least favorite thing about the Little League World Series, the good sportsmanship. You don't go hug and kiss the guys after the game that just lost. You tell them to suck it.
Make them cry even harder.
Yeah, you walk over to the kid that made the error and say, you suck.
You lost this game.
You lost it for your whole team.
Nope,
To your country.
Your whole country.
Yeah.
Revoke the citizenship.
I hate good sportsmanship.
Some kid standing there crying, the other opponent comes up and just pantses him from behind.
I hate it at the professional level. I especially hate it in youth sports. Good sportsmanship. It's a waste. Wasted opportunity for those kids. Maya Moore became the fourth Minnesota Lynx player to have their jersey retired on Saturday. Name the other players. Go.
Lindsey Whalen?
Yes.
Simone Augustus.
Yes.
The center. Can't think of her name.
Rebecca Brunson.
That's right,
Rebecca
right.
Brunson. Yeah.
And now Maya Moore. Oh, they also gave her a custom jacket and some gold Jordan basketball shoes.
Sweet.
But she was very, very good at what she did.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
she left in her prime, too.
She did?
Yeah, she
went to play
gave up
minor league
basketball.
baseball.
She went to play minor league baseball? Is that a joke?
That was a Jordan joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Christ. I believed it. She won 4 championships. She was the finals MVP. She was the league MVP. She was a 6-time All-Star. She was an All-Star game. So that's awesome. You guys love, and a lot of people love, the video games. Don't tell me now. You wet your pants over the college football video game.
Mm-hmm.
You still playing that, Randy Shaver?
I am. Love it.
Who's your team? What's your record? What's happening? What plays are you relying on?
I play the Gophers.
Yeah. Golden Gophers.
I think I finished 7-5.
You lost a couple games?
Oh yeah.
Sounds like 5 of them.
Well, how do you lose?
It's realistic.
Oh, see, whenever I played sports video games, I would just stack my team to where I'd win every game.
See, I don't do that.
Why don't you
That's
do
not
that?
fun. That's
yeah,
not
yes,
fun.
it is. It's a hell
No,
of a
it's
lot of
not.
fun.
No, it's not.
I created myself as a player. I scored all the touchdowns, all the goals. He's doing it wrong.
Wapple, tell him that's not how you do it.
It's kind of how you do it, Randy.
Yeah, Wapple does it that way too.
Yeah.
How many touchdown
What is
passes?
the fun in that?
Oh, dude, I beat a team 109-0.
Oh,
God, that was fun.
How many touchdown passes has Andrew Wapple thrown in this year's edition of the college football video game?
Oh, he's already graduated, dude. He threw 56 his first year.
Dang.
See?
Yeah, he was just launching it left, right.
There's just nothing fun about
Who
that.
drafted him? Who drafted Andrew Wapple?
No one yet.
Oh, he's waiting to be drafted?
No, you have to get the new Madden and then you can be drafted.
Jesus. That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then there was Madden. No, you just said it. Yeah, now Madden is out yet or it's not out?
Madden's out.
It's out.
It's out.
You guys love that stuff. You love to play the... What about the hockey games?
I love the hockey game.
Pardon me?
Shell.
Shell?
That's what the kids
Oh
call
my
it.
gosh, no, Wobble.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
My boyfriend calls
yeah.
it that, and I hate it. I hate it.
When
we
did
got in a
that
fight
start?
about it.
Yeah, a fight about it?
Yeah, I'm like, stop calling
Which
it
is
that.
an abbreviation of NHL?
Yeah. Oh, boy. It probably started 7 years ago.
That's
People
really
started
annoying,
calling
isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I've got a middle schooler at home who he says all the words, but I've never heard that one.
That's like the folks who say Talica.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Just you can push the meh out as well. I think you can.
Stop being lazy.
Did you guys go to the Talica show? No, I went to the Metallica show. Anyway.
Yeah, the band Breaking Benjamin. People say Breaking Ben. I don't like that either.
Stone Temple Pilots,
Oh, yeah.
STP.
Well, but that
That's
makes
different
sense.
to me. Yeah, I understand
that makes
that
that's perfect sense.
Yeah.
STP is St. Paul to me.
Don't start trouble, Brad. So anyway, the latest EA NHL game is out or it's on the way out. It's
probably not out yet.
Okay. So they're saying here that on the cover this year, they're using 3 NHL players from the same family, Luke, Jack, and Quinn Hughes. I knew there was one of them. I didn't know there was 3 of them, but I don't follow hockey anymore. There's 3 brothers in the NHL, Jack, Luke, and Quinn Hughes. They'll all be on the cover, if that matters at all to you. Oh, here it goes. It'll be released October 4th, the same day the season opens. Quinn Hughes is the reigning Norris Trophy winner as the NHL's top defenseman. Never heard of the guy.
No.
Sorry, but I never heard of the guy. And then they go back in time here. EA introduced the franchise in 1991 with a Los Angeles Kings goaltender on the cover. Who was he? Go! Glenn Healy. You guys will never get it. A year later was the only other time the game has had 3 cover athletes. Who were they? Go. You'll never get it. Rod Brendamore, who was playing for the Philadelphia Flyers at the time. It was kind of a photo from a live game. Well, I guess they all are, but in this case, it was Rod Brendamore on the ice for the Rangers in front of the. Rod Brendamore on the ice for the Flyers in front of the Rangers net. So they also included Rangers goalie. What Rangers goalie would have been starring in the early 90s? Go! You'll never get it, Mike Richter. And also standing in front of the net, playing defense for the Rangers on that second ever cover of EA Hockey or whatever they call it, EA Sports NHL. Also in the mix, Josh?
Randy Moeller.
That's right. A former guest on this here radio show.
Funny dude.
The one and only Red Deer Randy Moeller. Tell everyone who he is, Josh.
He's NHL bro. Well, is he still doing it? Is he still calling games?
I don't know. I keep asking that, and I never hear. I never hear from him anymore. But no one ever sends us audio. No one ever talks about his gimmick anymore.
Yeah, because he's always so good at it.
So either he retired from broadcasting, or he doesn't do the gimmick anymore, or people just don't care anymore. I don't know which. He's the guy who did the cute little movie lines when he called games for the Florida Panthers. He had the cute movie lines or a song line he would throw in. Like, say, we were just talking about Metallica. Like he might say, he shoots, he scores. I'm off to find the hero of the day. Like that kind of a thing. He would quote a song or a movie.
All right, here we go.
Maybe he's dead. Did he die?
Scores! L.A. face with an Oakland booty. Try to shoot, he scores! Ball! The meatloaf! He scores! You did the motorboat, didn't you? David Booth gets the goal. Scores! Jay Bomeister. Oh, good for you. Rebound and score! Pour some sugar on me. Over to Bomeister, shoots, he scores! Run, Forrest! Run! Shot, shoots, he scores! What's in the box? The Panthers have a 2-0 lead. They shoot, they score! Who's your daddy and what does he do? They score! You're my boy, Blue! Bingo!
I love this guy.
So did you find anything, Josh? Where's Randy?
Is he still around?
He's still alive. I can't tell what he's up to, though.
Yeah, I can't either.
Oh. Red Deer Randy Moeller. He grew up in Red Deer, Alberta. In the same neighborhood. That's... You know, we talk about Paul Molitor, Joe Mauer, Jack Morris, Dave Winfield, all from the same... You get that all over the place in Canada, right? NHL players coming from the same neighborhood. Red Deer Randy Moeller grew up in the same neighborhood as what former North Star? Go! You'll never get it. Mark Tenorti.
All right, so according to Randy's Wikipedia page, he is the color commentator for the Panthers still, so...
Color commentator.
Or play-by-play.
It calls him the color commentator.
So then maybe he's not calling the goals anymore. He got tired of the bit.
I don't know, because that's how they refer to him the whole time. So I wonder if they're just calling it that.
I could totally understand if he got tired of the bit and he told the producers, look, I'm not doing silly movie lines. I'm gonna go nuts if I continue to do this for another game or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got tired of the bit maybe and said, I'll just do color commentary. You guys can say shoot scores.
Okay, so it looks like this is the difference. He's on TV now versus doing radio. So radio, he was doing play-by-play.
Oh.
Well, he's a hell of a...
Oh, he's great.
A lot of fun.
And he was cool to talk to.
A lot of fun. He was a very enjoyable conversation. There you go, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. I was saying earlier that, man, this is a kind of day today where I wish we were broadcasting outdoors.
Yeah.
Isn't this nice?
By about mid-afternoon, you're not going to want to.
Well, I don't want to right now, Brad. That was sarcasm.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It is brutal.
It's already gross
bad.
out there.
Right now, it's not bad. But
God.
It's awful, Brad.
You drive by businesses' windows are fogging up from the AC and the level. It's just miserable.
This kind of weather, you just look forward to Chell season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I could go through some
right around Chell season.
Shell season, yeah. Oh, God, I can't wait. I can't friggin' wait. We'll talk to you boys soon enough. Thank you very much.
All right.
We'll be back in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Did you know that Standard Heating opened its doors over 90 years ago? That's right. Tony Ferreira opened the doors in 1930, now ran by his granddaughter Claire Ferreira. Call Standard Heating and Air Conditioning today and experience the customer service and care that holds true today.
It is savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals that can save you thousands. Visit standardheating.com for all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Are you tired of losing your fantasy football league year after year? Lindsey Rhodes, Emmy-winning sportscaster and football analyst, is your new secret weapon on the Believe Fantasy Football Show.
Watch the quarterbacks and his ADP. I think he has massive high-end upside.
Get expert analysis on player rankings.
Wide receiver 22 in fantasy, Cecil Shorts.
That kid can run, so I'm thinking he can have a breakout season this year.
And you can too by searching the Believe Fantasy Football Show. That's BLEAV wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Oh, here we go again.
On 93X.
Yeah, we're back on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. It's 8:31. Monday morning, like we were saying a few minutes ago, it's like a wet pair of socks outside today. Hopefully most of you are able to cut through it and you have a good one anyway. Josh and I got to get out of here right at 9. We got to go take some engagement photos. Got to get into the tuxedos.
Oh, just sweat right through it.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine having to do something like that today?
Oh.
Nope.
Barf.
Ah, man. Yeah, I remember when my buddy Big Phil got married. She was a steamy outdoor sumbitch setup, you know. Oh, we were struggling in those tuxes. It always seems to play out that way. If you go to 10 weddings, half of them are going to be miserably hot. Way too hot for your outfit, you know what I mean?
One of my better friends, he got married in May in Kansas City, and I'd never been there before. I'd stepped off the plane and thought I was in the wrong country. I looked around to see signs for Kenya or something. I couldn't believe how hot it was.
Yeah,
you're right, though. Standing outside in that tuxedo, oh man.
You just wish you were anywhere else.
Yep.
Any friggin' where else. You know where it promises to be nice and cool? That would be on our Rock the River party coming up September 20th. On sale now on 93x.com. Get your money out. Join us. September 20th on Paddleford Riverboats for drinks, free food from Lucky's 13, live music from Gel. The party is sponsored by Anytime Bail Bonds. You can buy your tickets now at 93x.com. How we doing there? Anyone know?
As far as ticket sales?
Yeah.
It's wide open.
Wide open.
I think we got 2 sales so far.
2 people have bought tickets. That's it.
That's it.
Plenty of room. Go ahead. We'd love to have you on the boat. We'll have a good time. Go to 93x.com. And again, thanks to Lucky's 13, Gel, Paddleford Riverboats, Anytime. Woo! Bail Bonds.
I'm glad Gel's still at it. They've been doing it for a while. Living the dream.
Jesus. I can think back to bar gigs I did with that band 20 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago. Ashley, you were 7. All right, an interesting picture has all the 8th graders and social media dorks touching themselves, jaw-jacking back and forth. A picture of a disgusting college house has everybody talking. Some people are reminiscing back to when they did live that way. Others who never experienced such a thing are wondering how anyone could live that way. Now, yeah, I looked at the picture right away. It's, well, you see one guy in the picture. It looks like they're saddled up to the television playing video games, and there's just garbage all over the coffee table. Garbage all over.
Was that a bong in there?
Yeah, there's a bong.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't spot a bong.
Yeah, right there, like on the front left of the table.
Yeah, and for some reason, a giant jug of Zing Zang.
What's Zing Zang?
You notice that too? That it's a Bloody Mary mix.
Oh, yeah.
Just unopened.
Yeah,
too.
just unopened, just sitting there on the table.
Oh, they drink their vodka straight. They don't need the Bloody Mary mix.
Now, so I took a look at the picture, and sure.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I spent a few years going back and forth to St. Cloud State University, lived there for a brief period of time, half a year maybe. Other than that, it was every Thursday through Sunday I was up there. And so I know a thing or two about living in garbage, but I have to say, we at least made an effort now and again. Now and again. These guys just might be straight up disgusting, lazy people.
Sure looks that way. Seems like it could be just one weekend, too.
It could be.
Yeah.
You're right. Maybe it was just that day that they did that.
Because, I mean, we had some pretty horrible stuff. I saw, Dana, you found this picture, and you mentioned you lived in a house where you had to wear shoes because of the broken glass.
Broken glass and spilled booze and shoe stains. Just there are some guys in the house that they, if they were drinking beer and didn't have a spitter, they just spit on the carpet.
Oh my gosh!
Disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if it's but I mean, if it's already soaked with beer, then what's the difference?
Exactly at that point.
You see, we also had the same situation. You never dared walk through my house that I lived in or my brother's house. You never dared going in there without shoes because of the broken glass and because the carpeting was always wet from the beer parties.
The house I lived in, actually, when we moved out, they had to completely renovate the whole thing because we just destroyed this place. There was no screens left, so there's bugs everywhere inside the house. It was absolutely disgusting. I'll never forget the landlord came by to do his final walkthrough of the house and saw it. He hadn't been there in a few months. He was horrified as he's going through, looking like speechless. And then one of my buddies, who's a big smartass, he had a great line. He just goes, "So, damage deposits, how quickly do you think we'll get those back?"
Yeah, I'd imagine that didn't happen.
No.
Didn't you say the toilets weren't working, so you guys had to go in the yard and a gas station?
Yep, gas station. The Coburn's grocery store down the street was where you did your number 2s. The backyard is where you did your number 1s.
So how long were the toilets not functioning?
The last few months of the year.
Months.
Yep. I look back at that. I mean, I'm a pretty tidy guy these days. I look back at some of those photos. I'm like, how did I live like that?
Text us 651-989-9393 if you want to tell us anything about the horrible living conditions that you used to put up with or took full part in when you were young. Maybe you currently live in there are folks who still live like this. Sadly, there are.
I can't.
There are folks who still live like this as full-grown adults with kids and whatnot.
In the commune I grew up in, my grandma and my aunt were clean freaks. So our place was spotless. My wife's a bit of a slob, so every once in a while I'm confused why she doesn't mind. Like her areas are disgusting and she doesn't mind.
All chicks are slobs. Every damn one I've ever been with. So Dana, tell me this now. But was your situation like the one that I was in? Where, yeah, it could be really, really bad, but you did make an effort now and again to straighten it up.
We would. Usually on Sundays, we'd kind of make a little bit of an effort for sure, but it never quite got back to where it looked like when we moved into the place.
Would girls come over, or would you just not have girls over because how gross it was?
No, that's the crazy thing I look back on. I was like, what? We never had problem. We'd have parties all the time. It'd be filled with girls. They'd stay over and stuff. I keep thinking back to, how could they tolerate that?
Yeah, they were young and just didn't care either.
They were as drunk as we were, so.
The broken windows. I've told the story before about a dude throwing a beer stein through the window in February or something. Thanks a lot, dildo. Now we're all going to freeze. And he didn't react at all to what he had just done.
He just thought it was normal behavior?
He just sat back down. We're watching it was December or January because we were watching a Vikings playoff game. And I'll never forget it. Sean Salisbury, the quarterback at the time, throws an interception in a playoff game against the New York Giants. My buddy's drinking a big stein of beer. He just stood up from his chair, threw the stein through the window, and then just sat back down, continued watching the game as if...
When he sobered up, did he realize maybe he overreacted there?
I don't remember the next day. I think eventually, maybe the next day, he put some cardboard up.
Oh, my gosh.
There were so many just terrible, disgusting things that we lived with, put up with, or, like I said a minute ago, took part in. I mean, there were some of us who just didn't care. At one point or another, a friend of ours who, I don't remember, a friend of ours had old-ass legit arcade games.
Sweet.
Okay, that his parents bought for him when he was a kid. Well, so now we're 20, 21 years old. His parents want these big, stupid arcade games out of the house because the kids are gone. And my buddy said, well, yeah, I'll take him up to St. Cloud. One of the games was Mousetrap, if anyone recalls.
Oh, yeah, I like that game.
Love that game.
So after a while, of course, the game gets beaten up a little bit from drunks having temper tantrums, losing at the game Mousetrap. Eventually, it ends up out on the front yard. It's beaten to death, beaten down to pieces, and just left there. So if you drive by or walk by our house, there's just this massive pile of rubble in the front yard, and no one cared to do it. it was ridiculous. And it was, typical of, I'm not lumping myself in with this crowd, but a few of the kids came from money and they didn't have to care.
Mm-hmm. U.S. Army Rappel Master Jesus said, while stationed in Iraq, we could only go to the bathroom during the day because there was a threat they'd get captured in the middle of the night. So they had to use large pee bottles in their rooms for number one. Number two, they had to hold it until the morning.
Oh, that's tough.
Ah, geez. Can you imagine having that fear? You can't go to the bathroom because you might get captured by some terrible people.
I've had been nervous going to the bathroom a time or two, but I've never had the threat of getting captured.
I remember when I first moved out, when I went to college, my uncle telling me, kind of like you said, we served by, we weren't even close to the rich, but because I was my grandma and my aunt, the second you set a cereal bowl down on the table, it was in the sink getting ready to get washed, right?
Yep.
And so he told me, you're going to go one of two ways. You're either going to be a giant slob or you're so used to this cleanliness, you're going to be super clean. And luckily, that's the way I went.
Here's a listener named Austin texting in about his garbage college house. They would bag up trash, but no one wanted to take it out. So it would stack up on the inside of the house. One time, the garbage bags actually touched the ceiling because of how masterfully we stacked that Jenga tower of trash. And it's all, I'm guessing, empty beer. The smell must have been.
Yeah. Yep, disgusting.
That stale beer smell.
Just leaking everywhere, too.
Soaking wet.
Ugh.
But you're always wearing your tennis shoes, so you don't care.
Yeah, who cares?
Slightly below average Jesus. I've had the same thing. He said, we used to let the dishes pile up in the sink for a few months and then just throw them away and start over. Yeah. When I lived with my brother and one of my cousins, it was the same thing, where we're all frustrated with each other that people aren't loading the dishwasher or whatever. So we just had a gross out contest. I ended up losing, but I threw everything away. Like, I'm not even going to come close to cleaning this. We'll just buy new stuff.
Sometimes you just need a fresh start.
Oh, man, it was so gross.
Just fruit flies galore,
Dude,
too.
It was so stupid.
Yeah, and somebody brought up, it's shocking that the college girls that we hung out with would come or even consider spending the night with us. Because it was just so disgusting. I remember one night hooking up with a girl, and the party was still fully happening, so no bedrooms were available. People were partying in all the bedrooms. Couldn't get any action right there on the couch. Party still happening. There was one room in the house, and it was where everyone threw their hockey gear.
Oh, no.
Yuck. Oh, and that smelled terrible.
And various other, random disposable items. But I remember lying on top of 7 hockey bags. Skates poking you in the back. It was just animals. That's what we were. We were friggin' animals.
Yep. Matt here says that his wife and her 4 friends lived in a house near the U. The landlord said they couldn't be more than 10 people on their second or third floor because he was concerned about the structural integrity of the house.
We had a sink rip out of the wall and water pouring everywhere. What were we just saying? I had something and I lost it.
Could you imagine that? Someone's just got one of those number clickers and they're just clicking. All right,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Too dangerous.
All right, we're in the one in, one out policy now.
Yeah. I almost wonder if he was lying just to try and keep parties down.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
We got people texting in about the cockroaches, the smell.
I remember one time a buddy of one of the roommates, he went home for the weekend. He had some type of family obligation, and he locked his door. His bedroom door when he left.
That's not going to work, is it?
And then we realized he had 2 cases of beer in there. So do we try to pick the lock? Do we maybe ask if he has a spare key? No, we just tore the door down.
Yeah. It's just nothing was sacred. No one's personal space was ever respected. Oh yeah. My brother went off state ordered somewhere. Jail. Left his bedroom available. Yeah, we just popped the paneling off the door so we could get in and use his stereo and things like that. It just didn't respect Dick back then. It was pretty gross. What put it over the top were the pranks, and I've already told you about the disgusting pranks that we played on each other. Was with the condoms and.
Is that the one with the ceiling fan?
Yeah, there were
so nasty.
Recently used condoms hanging from your ceiling fan. Or you put them, you used a condom and then tucked them under the covers of your buddy's bed. So when he got into bed with your recently used. It was so bad.
Disgusting.
Gosh.
Just the worst people on planet Earth.
It sounds like it.
That's so gross. I stepped on one by accident once, and I almost jumped off a bridge on the 35W.
Wanted to call it.
So disturbed. Oh, God, that was so
Yeah.
gross. And this is one of my best friends in the world, and I've known him almost my whole life. Barefoot, stepped on it.
Ugh.
Oh, God, it was so disgusting.
Felt
And the
a little
reason I didn't
squish.
see it, oh, dude, don't even do that to me. And the reason I didn't see it is because I was distracted with him laying on top of the bed with morning wood, completely naked. We shared a hotel. It was at that wedding I was just telling you about. That wedding was super hot.
That never happened.
Oh, so gross.
Just keep telling yourself it never happened.
So disgusting.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Go ahead. Make my day.
On 93X.
Now we're back on the Half-Assed Morning Show. Got a few minutes here. Let's talk about mud and horsepower before we get out of here. Howie and his daughter Kylie are in studio from the legendary Howie's Mud Bog Show. Thanks for coming in, both of you.
Thank you.
Is the party already happening?
Well, you could say that a little bit. For the month of August, it takes a lot to set up the big show. So every weekend, we are definitely working all weekend long.
Working and drinking.
You got to keep cool. You got to hydrate.
Of course. You've been setting up all month long.
Yep.
And
Thursday it gets going? Is that kind of when things open
Thursday
up?
at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Oh, my God, 10 a.m. I remember when I used to be able to start partying at 10 a.m.
It's Sunday at 10 a.m. That's the hard one.
That's when it's rough.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's where you separate the men from the boys right there, Howie. We always get a kick out of having you guys in to talk about the show. Tell us what folks can expect starting Thursday at 10 a.m. up there in Finlayson, right?
Yep, Finlayson.
Finlayson. I always said Finlayson.
The A is kind of silent.
I can get my ass kicked for that in that town, I imagine.
Probably.
What's going on up there? Kylie, you want to tell us what's up?
Sure. We have tons of events every single day. Thursday, we start out, gates open at 10 a.m. Our main event on Thursday, it's pretty relaxed. Everyone kind of just comes and brings in campers and gets ready. But we have our parade of trucks. So you can bring your truck right away, and then we do a parade all the way around the whole property. Everyone can kind of show off their trucks and just get the weekend started off with that.
Cool.
And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have multiple events every single day. We have tug of war Friday and Saturday night. This year we're doing wet tug of war as well. So we have one night, it's going to be a smoke show night. The next night we're going to do water tugs. We have bogging all day, every day.
And this is the first year for the water tugs?
Yes, this is
great.
our first year doing that.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, that's a bit different this year.
You were telling us a little bit about your truck off air. I think people will be jealous.
I'm jealous. I know. I've been owning
Dad's
this for
even
31
jealous.
years. I'm the owner, and she's got a better truck than I've ever had.
Yeah, so as of this year, I have Mudslinger is my truck's name. Yeah, I'm excited about it. It has 800 horse.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited.
I'm definitely envious. Definitely envious.
That sounds pretty powerful. That sounds pretty cool. Mudslinger?
Yeah, that's the name.
What was the most powerful truck you ever drove, Howie?
Well, let's see. I think it was a 67 military Kaiser with a stock 454. What do we got? 300 horse, maybe?
Probably, yeah.
Somewhere in the 300s. You know, she's over doubled. She's over doubled what I ever drove.
And every year they get bigger and badder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Insanely bigger. I mean, the action's insane. 2,000 horse, I think, is one of the bigger ones.
Oh, yeah, I think that's the biggest one that comes. Yeah.
Holy
You want to
crap.
see jumps, air flying, you know, they get 10 to 20 feet in the air on these jumps we have. We have a mega racetrack, one of the biggest tracks, over 13 acres. And, yeah, they use all of that 13 acres.
Yeah.
That's insane.
How many campers do you guys get every year? I bet that obviously grows, I bet, for
It
the
grows,
numbers.
yeah. We've added on. Just we've never ran out of room, knock on wood. You know, we always have room for everybody. But, yeah, there's tons of campers. We fill up 300 acres, you know. So
Oh, yeah.
anybody
Yeah.
knows
Wow.
somebody,
And the crowds are good, right? I mean, they're huge. What do you guys get every year, you think?
Our most was almost 5,000.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And we get texts every time from people saying how awesome
You
it
are
is.
well known.
Absolutely.
When you're the grandfather of mud bogs, I think.
That's fair.
Running mud bogs. So, you know.
How many years now?
31 years.
31 years.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Whenever your name comes up and whenever we have you in studio, you get texts from people who have been there. You get friends who text in saying, hey, tell Howie to say hello. It's because, you're very well known. I think that grandfather of mud bogging is a pretty fair title. Who would be, Kylie, not to try to get you talking trash, but who would be the number one rival to Mudslinger? Who would be someone you're worried about this year?
Oh, that's a good question.
There's got to be someone else where you go, oh, Jesus, here we go again, kind of a thing.
Tony might be a little competition.
Oh, yeah, Tony's got a new truck coming out. That's
I've never, you know what? I want to go on record to say I've never liked Tony.
He hates Tony.
Yep.
Tony's right outside the studio.
That's okay. That's okay. I got Cubby here to back me up.
Yeah, I'll back you up. I'll run over Tony's truck.
I mean, I'm just, the reason I ask is in any competition, even one that's very friendly, you know, the juices kick in and you want to win.
Yeah.
You know, so there's got to be a couple people out there that you side-eye a little bit.
And when can people see you?
I'll be bogging all weekend. I'll mostly just be mud bogging this year, so that's my favorite thing to do. I mean, racing is awesome too, but I think just for me personally, I love mud bogging. So I'll be out there for sure Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all day. Like, whenever I can, I guess, whenever I'm not busy. But
right,
yeah,
you're also you're the host, right?
Right.
So,
So I don't have the truck, but I'm hoping I'll be the one that has to pull her out in the 6 feet of mud that she might get stuck in.
Dad, help!
I did it again.
I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. It's pretty cool stuff,
Yeah, it's impressive.
and big crowds and all that. I mean, in 31 years.
Yeah.
Hell, how long we been doing this, Josh?
Well, morning show 25, almost coming up on 26.
We're getting old, Howie.
We are.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Remember how handsome I used to be?
Me too, remember?
Yeah.
We were both the best looking in the room.
And always. And thank you very much. You brought in some T-shirts.
Yeah, these are great. Thank you.
Howie made mine sleeveless because he knows I'm always interested in putting on a friggin' gun show.
Yeah, me and you both.
These are really good-looking shirts. We appreciate it a lot. If folks want to show up that don't already know about it, you got a website. How would folks get involved?
Yeah, we have a website, howiesmudbog.com. We have all of our tickets on there. You can buy them ahead of time, which makes it super nice going into the gate. You just have a QR code, we scan it, and then you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either do that or you can buy them at the gate, but we prefer ahead of time. And then we also have a Facebook page, which we're updating like every day, pretty much, multiple times a day. So there's tons of information on there and updates.
We've got all the info on our website, too, on 93x.com.
We
Links,
got a link.
everything.
Yeah, we got a link. That's great. Kylie and Howie, thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We appreciate the word.
You guys are great.
Yeah, thank
Fun
you.
to talk about, and I'm sure you guys will have a great weekend, and the weather's going to be way better by Thursday.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because you're going to be soaking wet out there today setting stuff up.
Oh, it's got to suck setting stuff up today.
You guys are friggin'
But just have Tony do that.
Yeah, that's a Tony job. That's a Tony job.
Tony's got to be
Shut that sun.
He's always been a douche. Anyway, we thank you guys a lot. We got to get out of here. Howie's Mud Bog coming up starting on Thursday.
Before we go, shout out to the Smoking Hot, always running into things. She's just headed back for a new school year, teaching special ed at a new school. Congratulations to Youper Jesus and his Smoking Hot wife celebrating their 7th wedding anniversary. Happy 34th to Muscled Dilf Jesus, and quite literally today, stay cool.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
It is savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals that can save you thousands. Visit standardheating.com for all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.